on-site with table games, sportsbook, and slots. This is a golf and gaming destination you gotta play to believe. Tee times for 2025 are going fast. Book today at FrenchLick.com.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT or text INGAMB to 53342.
Message and data rates may apply.
Greetings and citations, fine shits.
Welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Primo! Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome. Sam Roberts Show. What a day. It's going to be a fun show today, trust me. 866-969-1969 is our phone number. You want to call in. I'm not even 100% sure of everything that's going to be happening today. So, I would keep it locked in, okay? It's been a wild time. We have the Diddy closing arguments start today. Except sometimes those closing arguments, like, you want to think it's like a movie where they'll just get up and, like, hit you with a hot 15, big sound bites, and go, I guess he didn't do it. But realistically, sometimes closing arguments can go on for days and days, right? Like, they just, like...
Yeah, but then Diddy's defense took, like, 10 minutes to present their case. They're like, we're done.
Yeah, Diddy's,
so who knows?
Diddy's defense decided that they were not going to bring up any defense witnesses, nobody... Which is probably primarily to avoid getting Diddy on the stand. But also, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where they may feel like the prosecution, made it pretty clear that Diddy's a very fucked up person. But they always rely on those, like, letter of the law, what's the crime, what is the specific crime that he is being accused of in this case. Not has he done crimes. What is this crime in this case? And they may feel like they've done a fine enough job that they don't need to go a step further. Okay, good. I was wondering about this. Just an article came out now. Diddy's lawyers agree not to bring up Iran in the closing argument. So I'm glad about that because I feel like a lot of times people love to push these hot button issues, and it's divisive is what it is. It's divisive and it's uncomfortable. Okay. Because I was up all night thinking about this. Are they going to bring up Iran in the Diddy closing arguments? Because, wow, it's a hot topic. A TMZ report on Monday indicated that Combs' lawyers may invoke the recent conflict with Iran in their closing argument, as any good lawyer would. Sources told the outlet that the defense was considering arguing that the case against Combs was instigated by Homeland Security investigations. And in TMZ's words, rather than worrying about what Diddy is doing with baby oil and lube, HSI, Homeland Security, whatever, investigations should worry more about the escalating conflict with Iran. So they're hoping that a juror goes in and goes, well, come on. This is ridiculous. They should be worried about what's going on in Iran right now, not Diddy's lube. In preparations for summations later this week, the prosecutor told the judge, I would object if the defense brought up politics, the use of government resources, or the propriety of this prosecution during its closing argument, preempting any questioning on whether the defense would indeed relate Iran or any other current affairs to the trial. Combs' lead counsel said, nothing to worry about, Judge. Nothing to worry about, Judge. That's a wild thing. I wouldn't have even thought that would be, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't been following. I know we're in a big 7, but we haven't been following the case close enough to think that they're going to bring up the Iran-Israel conflict in the closing statements of the P. Diddy sex trafficking trial. I'm still a little lost as to how that would affect the case one way or the other. I feel like if I was a juror, I'd almost feel like if if the defense brought that up, I feel like the defense is wasting my time. They could have made that closing argument much shorter. They were bringing up the global geopolitical issues of the day. No, I think they got to stick to the case is what they'll stick to. But, I mean, we'll see, right? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not crafting these statements. But, yeah, so Diddy's not taking the stand. No defense witnesses. They're just going to rely on their cross-examination to, what was the security guard's name? Or no,
security guard?
No, the escort.
Who, the Punisher?
The Punisher. I was about to call him Big Thunder.
No. That's a ride at Disney.
Okay, that's right. That's right. You could ride Big Thunder Mountain. Yeah, the Punisher. They're gonna rely on the cross-examination of the Punisher and the and Cassie and the anonymous Jane Doe. Apparently, Who Kid told me that his name came up.
Who Kid's name came up?
Who Kid's name, Yves Mondesir.
He came up in the court?
Apparently, yes, and he told me the whole story. He told me that there was an incident, and then when Who Kid explained, I saw Who Kid the other day, and he was like, "Hey, my name came up in the trial." I was like, "What?" He was like, "You didn't hear about this?" I was like, "No," and he said that apparently he was DJing a club. And in the club, it was one of the nights, and maybe I'm getting this story wrong, but this is how I got it from Who Kid. That one of the nights, somebody was saying that they were passing around Cassie's nudes, and that was like a story. Okay, see, here's the quote. Okay. So that was the story, right? That like part of it was showing nude photos and video of Cassie, and so Yves, aka Who Kid, being the idiot that he is, and this fits right into who Kid is. He said immediately when he heard about it, he was at this party and he started showing everybody his phone, going, "Look, I have all the nudes of Cassie." And it was a prank. It wasn't actually the nudes of Cassie, but he kept, he just went over the top with it. And then people started calling Cassie and saying, "Yo, Who Kid is showing your videos to everybody right now at this party." And Cassie was like, "What?"
Well, it was allegedly a video of him and Cassie.
Sure. And then Cassie, I guess, called somebody, and Diddy's guys followed Who Kid out of the party and followed him to a diner and pressed up on him, at which point Who Kid had to say, once again, "I've been bullshitting." It says here on Tuesday, June 17th, I can't believe we missed this somehow, Diddy's defense team let the jury hear audio of Cassie speaking with a man, and then Who Kid got mad because he found out who ratted him out, because they played audio of Cassie talking to this guy who had been at the club, who he's the one who saw Who Kid doing all this and called Cassie. So now Who Kid knew it was this fucking guy that ratted him out. So Cassie was speaking with this guy, and the guy said that he was shown and possesses a sex tape featuring Cassie. Diddy's former lover became enraged when asking the man to show her proof of the existence of the footage on his phone. The man claimed he was shown the footage, which allegedly features Cassie and Who Kid, a Sirius XM radio host on Shade 45 and former G-Unit DJ. So, by the way, shout out to Who Kid for getting us in print.
Yeah, good press.
That's good press. That's why the morning mashup doesn't make these big sevens. Let's get Who Kid on a big seven. You may know Who Kid not from covering the trial, but from the trial itself.
From literally being in the trial.
From literally being a part of the trial. You can hear him Saturdays on Shade 45. It says, quote, "So you're telling me that he showed you a video of Who Kid fucking Cassie? Then that's not a real video, because he never fucked me," Cassie said. Which the guy later conceded it was not Who Kid in the video before going back and saying it was Who Kid in the video. You see how this is one of those things where it's just like, what the fuck is anybody talking about anymore? It was him. He was like, "Yo, look at my bitch," he said, which does feel like something Who Kid would say. But he would say it knowing it was false. And then Cassie said, "Then that's me, because I never fucked Who Kid. Not even in my drunken state," Cassie replied. And then...
It's a game of telephone.
I mean...
It's Purple Monkey Dishwasher.
100%. Who Kid's lying. But Who Kid's lying for, like, Who Kid's lying to be silly. Who Kid thinks he's lying in the midst of this party. And then this dude who Kid lied to, because he was being silly Who Kid, then lied to Cassie. But this guy's lying to Cassie in a negative way. Who Kid's lying to lying to the guy in like a fun Who Kid way. You know what I mean? Look at the wild shit that Who Kid said this time.
He didn't think 20 years later it would be brought up in a court of law.
No, not in a court of law. This guy's lying to Cassie like ratting out somebody. I don't like this guy. I still like Who Kid. She said, "It's my fucking life and I will kill you. I will kill you if you don't show me right now." She snaps in the clip, "I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you and put you up in the fucking dirt."
Cassie
pull
said
it up. Yeah, this is from Cassie. Whoa. Pull it up. If you have it, pull it up.
Pull it up.
Pull up. Pull that shit up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you and Diddy's going to kill you again. That's Cassie saying that in the tape. It says here.
So many deaths.
The defense argued this proves Cassie was not under Diddy's control. Yes, because this sounds very much like just a reasonable thing that a person would say. See? Cassie's fine. She's just having a good time. Was not under Diddy's control and would do anything to protect her image. She previously testified that Diddy would use the video of her having sex with male escorts, known as freak-offs. Right. But I don't know. Listen to those quotes. Doesn't it sound like somebody that, like maybe Diddy was using videos like that and showing people those videos and having those videos, but the idea that somebody else would be doing this as well would be enraging. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your person who's got you under his thumb is doing it, that's one thing. Like, you're like, I'm trapped here. But then it really makes you freak out when other people, like, if I'm over here, okay, perfect example. If I'm sitting here going, "Travis and Troy, you have to do this." And Travis and Troy go, "Yeah, you got it, boss, whatever you need." And then Hot Dog comes in and goes, "Yeah, you guys have to do this." You guys are both going to be like, "Fuck you, Hot Dog." Like, exactly, like you're going to be enraged. Because it's like...
I'm enraged thinking about it.
Exactly. Because you know you have to do it if one person says it, but then the other person who thinks he's associated with that person says it, and you become fully enraged, not just because they said it, but because they think that because you take it from me, that you also have to take it from them. But that's not the power dynamic at play. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Remember how mad you were when Hot Dog tried to call a meeting?
Oh.
Remember that day?
My blood was boiling.
We had to hash it out on the air.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even give him a pounder.
He loves those pounders.
No, I love the pound. That's
right. He didn't give you a pounder.
And then later he wouldn't give you a pounder because you didn't go to the meeting or something?
Yeah, something.
I don't know. Egos.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. It's a thing. It's like, no. Because not only is it, I'll take this shit from him, but I won't take it from you. But then it's doubly enraging, not just because you're going to try to make me take this shit, but also you think because I take it from him, I'm going to take it from you. Now I'm double not going to take it from you. And that quote reads to me like Cassie's being like, that's why she's going to murder people. Because she's like, no. I'm trapped with this dude. If you think that who kid is going to make me do this, absolutely not. No way.
Yves
Mondesir. He doesn't like when we shout out his government name, but I saw it on TV. It was in the news, so.
It's on CBS.
Yeah.
That's his name.
That's his name. And they called him that on CBS, so there's nothing to be said about that.
You're a professional broadcaster.
Right. And
Some
I saw
would
it on
say
the
the
news.
last one.
Right. I would.
And you saw it on the news. You saw it on linear television.
I was watching linear television. You know when I watch that news? Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. That's when it's on. It's CBS Sunday morning.
It's called CBS Sunday morning. When else are you going to watch it? Troy, when would you watch CBS Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
That's right. That's right. I don't know when else it would be on. But, so yeah. So, Hot Dog just texted, well, I'll cancel the meeting I wanted to call now. Yeah. No, Hot Dog, you're who kid in this scenario. Unfortunately, that might make me Diddy, but I don't want to go too deep into it. I think we've settled it all. So that's to say, we're now getting to closing arguments. So we'll figure out. And then, I mean, who knows? Maybe the jury will be quick, like they were for OJ. Remember in the OJ show? What's his name? Shapiro was putting on his Hawaiian shirt, getting ready to jump on the plane.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I only saw it once.
Oh, yeah. No. I've seen it multiple times. Yeah. Robert Shapiro was putting his Hawaiian shirt on. ready to. It was John Travolta as Shapiro, by the way. He was putting his Hawaiian shirt on, ready to go on vacation because the jury was going to take so long. And then he got the call. No, they're ready to. They got the verdict. They figured it out, just like that. Not guilty, as a matter of fact.
I mean, you make these references like we just watched the show yesterday.
It's available to watch yesterday if you wanted to check it out. Right now, I'm in the middle of my Escape from Dannemora rewatch, so I haven't watched. But maybe I'll do OJ next.
Yeah, no, good idea.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, who knows? It could go quick, or it could take a while.
That's crazy. I didn't know that he was mentioned in testimony.
And mentioned in straight up in testimony, DJ Who Kid. Now is that one that we emailed to like? Because when I do stuff, I hope that like after Fanatics Fest weekend, right. I forgot to send a message to McClure, but in my head, hopefully McClure has kind of sent along to the higher ups, hey, here's what Sam did over the weekend.
I mean, if he didn't, I already did.
I figured you guys got my back like that. Go like, hey, just so just to keep everybody aware. You can't just assume everybody sees everything. Is this like if they brought me up in the Diddy trial?
I would for sure promote that.
You got to send it along?
Yeah.
Especially if they start plugging the platform in the articles covering the Diddy trial?
Yeah.
You know, first.
No such thing as bad press.
And imagine that from the Big Seven to the trial itself. Sam Roberts.
Have to make a new Big Seven.
Yeah. Sam Roberts is covering this from pillar to post. Yeah.
I would promote that.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah. I would probably try to get audio from the courtroom to put it in a promo.
Right. Or at least this audio of Cassie threatening to kill people over what I did. I wonder if Who Kid reads this and goes, maybe my actions have consequences. No. Maybe I should think about what I'm doing. Maybe me running around a club as a man in my 40s, like a silly teenager going, I have a sex tape too. And I'm just lying.
He thinks it's funny.
I mean, is it funny?
It's funny.
He thinks it's funny. Is he incorrect?
Yeah, he's absolutely correct.
And he is.
And if he stopped being like that, he wouldn't be Who Kid.
No, he wouldn't.
We expect nothing less.
No, I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too.
And then, this is all over the place. And what's he doing? Is he going into hiding? No, he walked the red carpet for the John Cena movie. What's Who Kid doing on the red carpet of the John Cena movie this week? I don't know. But he's there. Just being Who Kid. He was wearing flares like Kendrick Lamar.
Were you on the red carpet?
I didn't. No. I was asked if it was something worth looking into.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I should start walking red carpets.
You should.
Every red carpet you should walk.
You think so?
That'd be so funny.
You think it'd be funny if I was just walking the red carpet?
Just walk the red carpet and leave.
Leave. Because we would know. Some people are really oh, I got to get on the red carpet. And you guys are what's Sam doing on the red carpet? You think I should walk him?
Of course.
All right.
Just to get the picture.
Right. Be hey, everybody, this is me on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then have the Uber waiting for you at the end of the red carpet. You just get in the red carpet.
And leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when people are like, oh, would you want to walk the red carpet? I'm not in the movie. What do you mean do I want to walk? But I guess people just get to walk the red carpet.
Yeah.
They just want pictures on the whatever.
Right.
Just to say that they're there.
Right. They go what's your name again? I go, don't worry about it. Just take pictures. Yeah. See? Who Kid's walking the red carpet with his giant jewelry on, with his Louis Vuitton jacket. See his flares? That's the day I talked to him because he was wearing the flares. That's the day he told me he was in the Diddy trial. I think that's a Sade t-shirt. Is that Sade on his shirt? I can't tell.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
It's a cool shirt.
It is a cool shirt. Well, he's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
So you have cool shirts? You can walk the red carpet?
I don't know if I have that kind of jewelry, though. Those are big medallions.
It's on your wrist.
I mean, that's nothing compared. Who Kid's got a watch covered in diamonds?
Well, yeah, but he's sponsored.
You think they give him the diamonds for free?
I don't know if they give him the diamonds for free, but we know that he's sponsored by Louis.
They dress him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you got great fashion. Look what you're wearing right now.
Could I just wear this
No, I'm not talking about that.
Am I not Sam stuff?
Yeah.
Just show up no, not Sam is dressing me.
Yeah, not Sammed out.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Yeah. They go I mean, it does look high quality. I go, it is. The margins are slim, but
I'm making nothing on this.
yeah, it's not a fruitful endeavor for me, but quality's good. Yeah, maybe. I mean, listen. Who Kid's attached to the Diddy trial, which is great for Who Kid, but I feel like attaching myself to the Liver King was a good idea. Liver King's all over the place. Again, he's having a second wave of fame. Dude, people are so scary. Human beings are so scary. When that brain just switches and you go, oh, people have the potential to go absolutely crazy. Like the line between, oh, this guy's kind of wacky, let's have some fun, and oh, this guy's dangerously insane is so razor thin. And when it happens, when that snap happens to the other side, it freaks me out, dude. It freaks me out something fierce. I didn't even know this was happening. Last time, excuse me, I got to, all right.
Yeah, tissue. Yeah, who's
you
got
need
hair?
tissue?
Yeah, you got tissue over there? All right.
You got boogie?
No, it's just, it's allergies. The weather keeps changing back and
COVID?
forth. Allergy season, COVID, yeah, all of it.
I mean, it's been like 110 for 3 straight days.
Now it's getting cool again, but the allergies are gone.
Well, it's going to be 80.
Comparatively
It
speaking,
sounds
that's
great.
a 20-degree drop.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Yeah,
I rode in today and wasn't drenched.
that's good.
You
You didn't have any sweat under your back brace?
It is. You know what? Funny you say that. It's a little sweaty.
I thought so. I thought so.
Does it
Yeah.
smell?
I had to take it off yesterday. I was like, I can't ride home in this heat with the back brace.
How's your posture?
Shit.
Horrible. He was slumping over the handlebar.
So this is another thing that attacks the symptoms, but not necessarily the cause. Like as long as you're wearing the back brace, you'll be fine. But the second you take it off,
No, I feel like it's helping me even when I don't wear it.
you feel that way?
I feel like that.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, do I look like a hunchback when I walk around with it?
No.
Well, I guess you haven't seen me without it, so you
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's on or off.
I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit. Actually.
Smart,
Good, yeah.
smart.
Do you wash it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was
Is
going
it-
to say
it's
it probably
machine
smells,
washable?
right?
Yeah, but I feel like the Velcro's wearing out, and I gotta get a new one.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Well, you got to go to the laundromat, or you got to wash her in your building.
I mean, I gotta wash it in a building, but it sucks.
Of course it does.
I have a huge building, and there's 2 washing machines.
Oh, perfect. That's all you need. They're full a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You ever go downstairs with your laundry and you're like, nope,
Oh, there's a line.
guess
You're
I got to
like,
go
oh.
later.
There's a line.
Sometimes I'll sit down there. I'll hover.
You'll have her.
Oh yeah.
You just sit with your bag of laundry.
Well, I see when the laundry's gonna be done. I set an alarm on my phone,
Oh.
and then I go down earlier, and I'm just kind of like I'm sitting there waiting. And then if they're
Oh,
not,
yeah, because they're not there. Do you take it out?
I was going to
Sometimes.
ask, what's the time limit?
I usually give it like a solid 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 is incredible.
I know.
It is very
No,
giving
that's
of you.
insane.
It is very giving.
Because
of you.
I hate when people do that to me, so I try to give an honest amount of time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you should be on your game.
I know. Set an alarm,
Yeah. Oh, my God. 15 is insane.
but I'll do it. I don't give a shit. And people get passive aggressive and they get shitty. I did
Yeah,
it once.
you can't be shitty. If you live in a building, how many people are in your building? Is it 25?
way more than that.
Way more than that.
Big building.
Yeah.
2 washing machines. If you're letting your shit stay in there for 15 minutes, you deserve to have... No, not feces.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
somebody.
sorry.
I mean, it's New York City. I thought people were taking a shit in the washing machine.
I mean, would you be surprised?
Wouldn't be surprised for a second.
No.
No. If you're letting your clothes stay in there for 15 minutes, that's so... You're disregarding just
I
like...
think people leave. I think people go run errands.
Yeah, I think
Then
they
you
do
can't
too.
get mad if somebody takes your stuff out.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Do you have a washer dryer in Orlando?
In my condo, yeah.
Doesn't it make a big difference? You like it?
Central air.
What do you got? A window unit in New York?
Yeah, one.
One.
Just sit in front of it all day.
Yeah.
Taking,
I don't know if this
you
is
taking
working
cold
anymore.
showers?
I have to.
Yeah.
Coming drenched.
Not in Orlando though.
I mean, hot, but I'll go dip my bag in the pool.
Sure. Oh, the pool. I forgot about the pool.
You should put your whole body in there.
Dip the bag.
Bag first.
bag-
That's kind of a central locator.
That's how I live life. Bag
yeah.
first.
Bag first. You got to. It's more of a philosophy than really an action. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
Back
right. Sam.
first.
Yeah.
Put your bag into it.
You can do it. Put your bag into it. There's a sign on the pool. So I hadn't checked in with the Liver King since the doc, if I'm being 100% honest. I thought that, because the Liver King, we remember, he was shouting at his primals, you know what I mean? And, became such a great social media influencer, and everybody just got such a kick out of him. And he's this big, jacked up dude that wore bare feet and had a big beard and never wore a shirt and, looked like an action figure. He looked like a human, he looked like an action figure that you could pump up to get all just the muscles percolating all over the place. And he would sell you on his lifestyle. He'd sell supplements, but he'd sell you on his lifestyle of the ancestral tenets and, walking around barefoot, shitting in the woods and, getting good sleep, but just sleeping on, the floor, living your life that way. Eating testicles. He loved eating testicles. Speaking of bag first. Love to eat testicles, family first, feed the kids testicles, the whole thing. Animal testicles. And then all of a sudden he started doing these podcasts because that was the next level. His goal, he expressed it, was to have 1 million followers. Anytime anybody says, my goal is, and it has anything to do with followers, like that's my goal, is to get followers, it's a red flag. You're a crazy person. Like, if you're saying my goal is to get money, and in order to get money, I'm going to get these followers, but it's, it's a business.
That's how many followers he wanted for his podcast?
No, for Liver King?
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, well, I mean, he's got 2.9.
But that was his original goal, was to get a million.
This
It's
is a bigger
OG.
reason.
When he first started doing this Liver King stuff.
That's a pathetic goal.
He went, but yeah, because what is that? For what? What do you want 1 million followers for?
You can buy your goal.
Right. But that's what he did. He went to this social media, like he went to like these publicist people, marketing people, and he said, I want 1 million followers. And instead of them being like, this is a weird, narcissistic, fame-based, toxic goal, they were like, okay, what if you start making videos about shitting on the floor? And he was like, great idea. And so he did it. And he got 1 million followers. He was successful. And he told the whole world. He was like, you know what the best part about all this is? I don't do any steroids. And they were like, you do a little steroids or no steroids? He goes, none. Absolutely zero. And everybody was like, this guy's a full liar. And he was like, also, I'm not a liar. I'm not doing any steroids. And I'm going to go do some podcasts now, because once he got his 1 million followers and he's selling all these supplements, they go, how do you level up? And, a lot of these fitness guys, it's always like, how do you level up? How do you level up? How do you level up? It's never just like, yeah, I'm doing the thing that I wanted to do, so I'm just going to keep doing the thing that I wanted to do. They don't think like that. They go, you got to level up. You got to level up. And so they never read this story about Icarus. You know about Icarus, Troy?
You fly too high?
Oh, yeah, he did. We fly, no lie, ballin'. That was the story of Icarus. Yeah, Icarus had wax wings, though. His wings weren't real. And so they were like, they're wax. They'll let you fly a little bit, but just fly a little bit. And he was like, I want to fly a little higher. And like, it's not a good idea, especially not that close to the sun. And he kept flying. And they were like, you got to stop, dude. And he's like, fuck you. I got wings now. That's what Icarus said. And he flew all the way right up to the sun. And you know what happened? The wings melted. And he fell and died.
I feel like they would have melted a lot earlier if this was a true story.
It's true, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's true, right?
I always thought it was true.
It's a true story.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
It's all the way up to the sun for the...
Well, it was close to the sun. I don't know exactly how close to the sun it was. I mean, it wasn't in space.
I mean, wings would have melted outside yesterday.
Yeah, but this was in the olden days before global warming.
Oh, I forgot about global warming.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, back in the Icarus days, 65 was hot as hell. Like, it was crazy.
You know what? I take it back.
Yeah. So, yes, but that's to say, that's what this philosophy is. You got to level up. You got to level up. Eventually, sun's going to burn your wings off. You're going to die. You're going to fall to the ground and die.
Never enough.
It's never enough. And especially when it's like, when your goal is followers, like just to be a thing. I mean, of course it's never going to be enough, because that's not a real thing. It's fake. So he gets his follower. He goes, I got to level up. I got to start doing these podcasts. And he goes on these podcasts and gets really famous, like even more famous. And he goes on the Logan Paul podcast. And he goes, you know what? I take 0 steroids. And Logan Paul's like, you don't take any steroids? He goes, no. And you can't lie to Logan Paul. No. Oh, that's the last person you want to lie to.
Okay.
You can't. I mean, no. This is Logan Paul is an institution. You don't lie to Logan Paul.
Oh, okay. You don't lie to your parents. You don't lie in court.
And
you don't lie to Logan Paul.
I mean, I wouldn't lie to Aaron Paul, but I'd be okay lying to Aaron Paul because he was in that stupid Imagine video. You know what I mean? Like, it does. I'm not mad at him for it.
Say the movie.
I'm not. Yeah, and El Camino didn't help either. Breaking Bad is still Breaking Bad. I'm not mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at Aaron Paul. But, like, also, if I lied to him, I wouldn't feel bad about it. Because I'd be like,
about it.
No, because I think about the Imagine video, and I'd be like, we all make mistakes, Aaron. Bitch. That's what I'd say.
All right, you don't lie to Logan Paul.
But you don't lie to Logan Paul. I mean, it's too much. He's got too much integrity. So he lied to Logan Paul, and then he went on the Andrew Schultz podcast, and he flagrantly lied to Andrew Schultz about steroids. He's lied to everybody about steroids. And Joe Rogan, and he went on to Fighter and the Kid, and you don't lie to Brendan Schaub.
No.
And he lied to Brendan Schaub about steroids. Yeah, he lied to Brendan Schaub about steroids. It was terrible. And Rogan never invited him on because Rogan would be like, hey, you know that Liver King guy? He's for sure on steroids. And they go like, he said he's not. And Rogan would be like, he's totally lying. Look at him. That's not that's not a person. You can't be a person that looks like that. That's not what
possible.
Right. He's in his 40s. It's not what people look like.
He's only in his 40s? Or at the time he was in his 40s?
At the time he was in his 40s.
Okay.
I mean, he's still probably late 40s.
I thought I saw 47.
Yeah, I think he's in his late 40s still.
So he was never on Rogan?
No.
Okay.
No. He wasn't. Because Rogan, like, even before it all came out, Rogan was like, this dude is on steroids.
47 or 48. Nobody
Right.
said his actual. Yeah.
Of course, because he's a liar, so they don't know how old he is. So then More Plates, More Dates, which is this YouTube channel, is like, hey, I think this guy is probably on steroids, I think. You know, he's a fitness YouTuber. And he's done steroids. He said, yeah, I've done steroids. This is what they do. This is what they look like. And people who are in that world, they know based on what a physique looks like, they can almost guess which steroid you're on. This steroid will do this. It's going to give you those, like the puffier muscle. This steroid will, you know. So he's researching this More Plates, More Dates YouTuber. And he ends up finding Liver King's emails that he had sent a very long time ago.
Right.
But he sent these insane emails that were like, hey, I'm reaching out to you to help be my fitness coach, dietitian person. This is my goals in terms of my body and what it looks like. And he was like, here are all the steroids that I'm on. And it was like $10,000 a month worth of steroids. It was a huge amount of steroids. Mike, what would you say a healthy diet of steroids would cost? Just a healthy diet.
How much it would cost?
Yeah, like when you say $10,000 a month worth of steroids.
I mean, that's a shitload. I mean,
Right, okay.
a healthy, like a healthy in terms of, oh, this is actually healthy and safe for you to take.
Right.
Would probably cost, whatever a typical like prescription drug. Like,
Sure.
'cause that's how guys get TRT, which is effectively steroids.
Right. But they get it prescribed. It's like, okay, like this will just give you an extra boost.
10,000 in a month seems like it would be a bit excessive. Although I don't know what happens when an HMO kicks in and
That's a
who's
good
paying
point.
deductibles and what. But
No, that's a good point.
10,000 still seems steep.
It is the Clinton economy, so
That's before you put the claim in.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know what the deductible is on all those steroids. And even more embarrassing, in the emails, he was talking about how much it bothered him that he had back fat.
Oh.
His email, he was really concerned about his back fat, which his back looked good to me. Like, I have back fat. I do not look like Liver King.
Let me see.
Trust me.
All right.
But also, I'm not on $10,000. If I was on $10,000 a month of steroids and I still had back fat,
That's bad.
I'd be like, come on.
Yeah.
What am I paying for here?
I'd feel like I was getting gypped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And I think that's how he felt.
Like, how much do I have to pay?
Right.
He should have, cool sculpted or something.
Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Get lipo.
Nicole said that she was considering cool sculpting at one point, but they told her she couldn't get cool sculpted because she's got a midsection full of steel plates from when that bus ran over her. Yeah.
You're not making that up?
No, she can't cool sculpt because she's got a whole midsection full of steel.
Wonder why that would matter.
I don't know, but they said, she came across looking like.
Maybe they don't want to suck the steel plates out of.
They said, "Get out of here, iRobot. We can't cool sculpt you." So.
Why? Never mind.
Okay, you're gonna because it's gonna go off track.
Yeah.
Why is she gonna cool sculpt her midsection?
Why would you if I were her and I've just been scammed by this Botox guy?
It was the same doctor who offered to do it.
Why would you trust anybody?
No, because it was before she found out the fake Botox doctor was a fake Botox doctor, and it was the exact same doctor that was going to do her cool sculpting.
Oh my God!
It was the same guy. It was that man, who's not a doctor.
Okay. Say so.
Right? No. I don't think he ever even claimed to be a doctor. She was just like, no, it sounds fine. So now, the whole empire of the Liver King goes down, and he has to make a video. At first, he denies it. He's like, that's horse shit. And they're like, no, we have all these emails. And then More Plates, More Dates was on Rogan going like, how funny is this? And Rogan was like, yeah, this isn't surprising at all. And they go, it becomes a whole thing. So I had thought, last I checked, he was kind of trying to just rebuild himself going, yes, I lied. I am sorry. Now I'm going to do this without steroids. And you could see he got a lot smaller. You know what I mean? Like, he was still, by the way, still in amazing shape. Just significantly less mass. You can kind of see it in his face. The wrinkles started to come out a little bit. Yeah. But not bad at all.
No, he's still got good abs.
But also, at that point, the idea, because he started to become almost like a lifestyle guru.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people took him really seriously. To the point where, when they did this Liver King doc on Netflix, we played the clips a month or two ago when it came out. But I was on it because I had talked about it on my YouTube show with Hot Dog. And I was being sarcastic, but they did lump me in with all the people who were like, this guy has really got it all figured out.
I think you were being serious.
All right, maybe I was being serious.
Yeah.
So I hadn't checked in with him. I thought he was still on this road where, like, whatever followers he had left, and he still has a lot of followers, but when I say followers, whatever people he has left that are not trolling him, that he's actually still selling supplements to, that's just going to be what his business is. And I was like, okay, he's not going to be this super viral famous person anymore, but if he can make a living, squeak out a living, he'll be fine. I didn't know. At some point he went nuts. I had no idea. I found this out like yesterday. At some point, he went nuts, and he's got full-on, like, when somebody's way off the deep end, scabs on the face. Yeah. When a person has scabs on the face, and it's twofold, scabs on the face on video, because number one, you don't care about making a video even though there are scabs on your face. If there were scabs on my face, I'd be like, let's do the video next week, once the scab heals up. But number two, if you're just living a life where there are scabs on your face, at the best, it means you're falling down face first. Like, the best case scenario is you're Jay Leno trying to get to a steakhouse down a hill in Pittsburgh. Like, that's the best case scenario, and nobody wants to be that guy.
Got
into a fight. I was going to say maybe climbing a tree.
Right.
Maybe fighting a bear.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good
He does these things that are,
Sure.
Right? So,
sure.
Who knows where he got those scabs? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, my bad. Apparently, he got some sort of eye injury like a couple weeks ago. So one of his pupils is like cartoonishly dilated, and the other one is pinned. He looks like Wile E. Coyote.
I mean, based on the things that he's saying and the pace at which he speaks and the decisions that he's making, I did not assume that the dilation of one of his pupils was due to an eye injury. But if you're saying that's the case, then that's the case.
That's what Grok told me. So.
All right. Well, Gronk is usually right.
No, Grok.
Gronk.
Grok.
I said, how many times did he get injured? Then Grok was like 69. So they're saying he got an eye injury.
Maybe from hunting.
Because I was, I don't know. I saw the pupils dilated like crazy, and I was like, I don't know. His pupils look like saucers. Like, there's something going on with this individual.
My cat gets like that sometimes.
Yeah, probably on a bunch
around the house.
Bunch of catnip.
Yeah.
Yeah, all fucked up on catnip.
You think he's on catnip?
He could be. He's chasing cockroaches around his apartment.
Oh, God, I saw that.
Yeah. Or his house or whatever, his mansion. But so, he started crashing out.
Yeah.
Like, Liver King is crashing out hard. He's got face scabs, okay? And he's skinnier in the face. He's wrinkly. All of a sudden, he went from, and if you look at the clips of him on podcasts lying to people, he looks like a guy with a big beard and no shirt who has money. You know what I mean? This big, crazy beard looks like it has product in it. It's moisturized. There looks to be like some sort of reasoning around
They're
it.
put together.
Right. He's put together. Everything looks intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it just real quick went to homeless face. He's got homeless face and homeless beard.
I mean, it was like a week.
I had no idea what was even happening.
Yeah.
It was
one
just
day
like,
you woke up and it was like, oh, I'm nuts now.
Yeah, now it's time for, yeah.
I'll probably shit on the floor today.
I'm in my crazy era. Yeah, and he did say that when he would shit on the floor, it would be outside usually, not inside.
Oh, but now?
He's in his crazy era.
So now he's moved it to inside.
Well, I mean, he started flooding, and that's the other thing. I mean, nothing will tell you quicker we need to send help immediately than constant posting.
What if they're emergency?
No, if there's an emergency, there's an emergency.
Because sometimes I'm like, man, that's a lot of posts.
No. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It feels unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and that's kind of how I feel about Liver King.
Did Liver King have a siren?
I didn't watch many of the videos, but I didn't see any.
And then in your instance, was there a siren?
Yeah, every time.
Well, then, I mean, if there's a siren, there's probably a legitimate emergency.
Well, he was like, we've got feelings.
Let me ask you this. prior to the emergency did John Cena drop a pipe bomb? Because if that's what happened prior to the emergency,
Yeah.
no, that feels legit to me.
All right.
That doesn't feel crash out to me.
Oh man.
I mean, look at the difference.
That's a change.
And it's the same big beard, it's the same hair, it's the same everything, but like it looks like one of the, and I'm not saying anybody's on meth, but when they show pictures of the people on meth and they're aging decades over the course of months, you know those Florida pictures they show where it's like 7 mugshots over the course of 1 calendar year and it looks like they've lived their entire lifetime? This is reminiscent of that.
Yes, it is.
And you're probably going, why does Liver King have a mugshot? Well, he started making all these crash out videos on his Instagram where he's basically just woke up one day and said, fuck you, Joe Rogan. He started making videos where he was crashing out, looking like he was on meth, and so I don't know what he's doing in his free time.
I know.
You do?
He's playing Mario Kart with his family.
Playing Mario Kart, that's probably
He loves
it.
the virtual world of Mario Kart.
I love the virtual world of Mario Kart. Okay, let's listen. I mean, this is what he started.
Yeah.
He went from primals. Today, we are going to learn how to prepare and eat liver. We eat it raw, as our ancestors did, the primal way. And it's all fun. You know, he's doing a character like Mr. Imus. And now, this is what we've got.
In Mario Kart World with Rad, dude, have you played that game? Mario Kart World is so fucking dope. And then we have these setups where we combine the virtual world with the real world, so we're right next to each other. We're right next to each other playing and driving, and you can feel each other. Then you can see each other on the screen. Then our names, it says Dad, Liver Queen, and Striker, Rad, and Zach. And oh, that was so much fun. Real world. Virtual world, commingled. Oh yeah, you could do it. It's awesome. It's fun. You should come. You should play. But I'm making a video. That's what just happened. More importantly, I'm picking a fight with Joe Rogan.
What?
I'm picking a fight. I am, because it's out of principle. I'm not gonna go fight with this guy. Do you see? I don't know. Hopefully you can see.
Okay, can you pause that? So first of all, just the idea, like he was anti-video games. Like the idea of him playing video. He's the ancestor. How is video games part of the ancestral tenets?
Well, Mario Kart combines the virtual world with the real world.
He's describing the experience that everyone's had playing video games since Atari.
He's like, you could see what you're doing on the screen, and you could touch the person that you're doing it with.
Yeah, we could do that when we were putting quarters into the machine at the arcade. When there was a kill screen coming up. Brian Koo was there to touch you on the shoulder and say there's a kill screen coming up. Remember Brian Koo?
I love Brian Koo.
Yeah.
Walter Day just put out his first record.
He did?
Yeah.
He already, like all these guys already were touching while there was video games being played.
And then he's like, but anyway,
and also
I'm making this video.
Also, it's late at night. That's the other thing. He's like, I don't need to sleep. I don't need to sleep. I don't need to sleep. I'll sleep when I'm tired, but I'm not tired. And it's like sleep used to be one of the ancestral tenets. Oh. Did you even know that?
No.
Sleep was an ancestral tenet. Everybody who's like a healthy person, not me, but people who are actually healthy people are all like, that's the thing. You got to sleep 8 hours. You got to sleep. You got to sleep. You got to sleep.
8 hours?
That's what they say.
That's insane.
It's great. I love a good 8 hour sleep.
Well, you follow
how many
the
days
ancestral tenets.
How many days in a row can you do 8 hours?
Not New York.
He hates New York. I love that everything comes back to how much his life.
I can't sleep. I mean,
I'm with no, you're not wrong. It's just a lot of conversations come back to how much life sucks in New York City, and I think that's funny. I'm not.
I don't know. It sucks. It's harder living here.
That's what that means. Sucking.
Well,
like you can't fall asleep here.
Well,
that would suck, right?
I mean, my apartment's at a busy intersection, so at 3 o'clock in the morning, Bad Bunny is shaking my entire apartment.
Literally, Bad Bunny?
You live next door to Hot Dog?
Yeah, but that's your fault.
Yeah, of course. I could live in shithead Staten Island.
I don't know why you gotta.
But you don't want to be a shithead, right?
Exactly.
I get that. I mean, man, talk about Sophie's choice.
Man, I hear the birds when I'm trying to sleep.
Right.
It's peaceful.
All right. Here's the birds.
He hears the birds in his brain.
Oh, that one he got you on. That was a killer line. Killer line, dude. Killer line. All right, now and so
a lot though.
And so yeah. Like I feel like a lot of times like I'll get 8 hours and I'll feel great, But then, like, my body is no longer used to it. No. So it's like, no, we got 8 hours last night. Prepare for 3 tonight.
Yeah, who needs sleep?
Yeah, you're not going to sleep anytime. Like, if I get 8 hours of sleep, I could be up for 4 days.
I aim for 7, and it's usually 6. My body's used to 6.
6 to 7
is the sweet spot.
It's very good.
I got 5 hours and 42 minutes last night.
Yeah, that feels more. That's not good. But it feels more like, on a, like...
48 minutes of deep sleep.
Says who?
Says Aura.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that.
Well, he puts it. They put it. If it's got this ring, you put it in your ass.
Oh, you got one of the ass rings.
Yeah. You put it in your colon, and then it tells you exactly what your body's doing. Because I mean, the whole body operates around that asshole.
Yeah, and it's vented, so I could fart in my sleep.
Did you get the deluxe?
So that means you have it in wide.
Yeah,
because it's vented.
I got it wide mode.
Yeah, that's very smart. That's very because it gets all the data, but it still allows you to vent. Because otherwise, you pop that sucker out in the morning, and it's, a stink show. It's like it turns your apartment into Staten Island.
God damn it!
Sorry,
I farted it out before, and it's gone flying across the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Honey, could you get that for me?
I have gas.
So anyway, he loves Mario Kart, and then he's like, but as much as I want to endorse Mario Kart, he says the reason he's doing this video is to fight Joe Rogan. And then he shows this box. And this is like this is, it's terrifying. Like, I really feel for Joe. It's a terrifying thing to have somebody harassing you like this, to have somebody, it's very threatening. It's very, it's, I would hate it. But he has this box with Joe Rogan's podcast logo on it, so Joe Rogan's face on it. And he just keeps saying he's going to deliver this box to Joe Rogan, which is, it's terrifying. It's terrifying, but listen to him.
You see that guy? Can you see him? That's him. I'm picking a fight with him because I think that it matters to me. It matters to me. And in case you haven't heard, Liver King challenging the man, Joe Rogan, to a fight. Yeah. I probably won't ever get your attention. How he really wants your attention. $1 million, he says, $1 million. Maybe it gets your attention, right? Undeniable, indivisible is a family. It's an actual family.
What?
When you talk shit about a man, a father, a husband, a king to his queen, actually with principled, who locked down the name, earned the fucking name Liver King, actually. You should call that to me. You should call that to me because I earned it. That's actually what I am. Alliance is what I do. Usually I don't pick a fight with another man. What's the point to fight another man? What would I ever have to gain? To talk shit, to fight with another man, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
All right,
And
so you see,
kings usually...
He's rambling. He's rambling like a madman. And already it feels like to me like this guy, things didn't work out for him by his own responsibility. You know what I mean? Because he was, he built this thing on a house of cards, and then it came tumbling down. And he's blaming the people who pointed out this house is made of cards, not the fact that he built it with cards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you see that with people, like truly delusional people who, like, they, build this unsustainable thing, and then when it doesn't work, like, and they think... It's that Steve Jobs disease where they all think they're Steve Jobs and they all think they can just talk this thing into being. They all think that, if I believe it strongly enough, I'll be able to do it. Except that's why it's the Steve Jobs syndrome, because there's only the one Steve Jobs. It worked for Steve Jobs and only him. And it helped that he had $1 billion. You know what I mean? But like when people it's almost like waking a sleepwalker. When people get kind of thrown off their track and they have to deal with the fact that it didn't work out how you thought it was going to work out, that there's failure that you have to cope with, and they're not built to cope with failure, then they start finding people to blame. And that's when it gets scary, because all that negative energy gets cast upon the people that they're blaming, that it has nothing to do with those people.
Well, and to take responsibility, you got to have, self-awareness.
That's right. That's right. And that's why I think, because he's bringing up, and he makes all these videos. I mean, he's making a ton of videos, like multiple a day.
Multiple? Like dozens.
Dozens a day. And he's talking about Joe, and he's talking about plates and dates. And those.
Oh, really? He brings up plates and dates too?
100%. And
so he's just decided out of nowhere.
These
maybe
guys,
because of the documentary.
Yeah, and I would think the documentary wasn't even bad on him. The documentary was I felt like a little bit more. That was an untold doc, right?
Well, I know
because it wasn't. I don't think it was one of their train wreck docs.
But I know that he was involved. I think because he mentioned in a video that I watched that you do a documentary with your you do a movie with your family. Like I think he had some sort of influence in it.
Maybe, and maybe he thought it was going to bring him back, and it just it's not going to bring him back. It's just kind of putting a bow on his story.
Does he have an Audi?
Wow, that's one of the Iron Sheik ended up developing one of those. That's a hernia belly button.
That's gross.
That kind of can happen later in life. Yeah, because he didn't used to have an Audi. That's a hernia belly.
Audis are gross.
Audis are gross. Yeah. Audis are gross. I think somebody with an Audi should be ostracized.
I don't trust anybody with an Audi.
You can't.
No.
You can't. Who did that to you?
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Malcolm, you don't have an Audi, do you?
Why don't you come find out?
Oh, that's cool.
You see the way you said that,
cool. Yeah, I do.
You think it's cool?
Well,
I mean,
it made me feel weird.
That's cool.
It made me feel like it was just a weird feeling, and I don't 100% know how to identify that feeling yet. I have to process it a little bit, but it made me feel weird. If I'm just telling you in the moment how I felt.
You don't know if it's weird in a good way or a bad way.
I'm gonna have to process that for a while. I didn't expect it, is the thing.
No, you thought a yes or no was coming?
I did. I'm going to have to make 12 videos a day about how I need to talk to Malcolm. I have to talk to my intern again. I have to talk to he said something to me. It made me feel weird. I have to talk to him. I'm going to go to his house now. So, so I think that he's taking all that failure and he's putting it on by the way, his own perceived failure. And I think he's putting that on the people who were telling the truth from the beginning, and putting all this blame on them. And that's how he's dealing with whatever sort of what seems like psychosis he's going through. Because then he's making all these videos and he's challenging Joe Rogan to a fight. He's saying he has a gift for Joe Rogan. I mean, that's
nice.
Scary. It's not nice. He won't say what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Joe likes gifts.
I mean, everybody likes gifts, but
you don't like gifts. You hate when people send things.
You know what? That's a great point.
You throw it in the garbage, even if it's nice.
I don't always like gifts.
You hate gifts.
I want to be left alone. That's all I want in life. You know what I mean?
You get it?
Being left alone?
Yeah, but you like a good gift.
I like a good gift.
That's true.
I like being left alone, too.
It drives my wife crazy. She goes, what do you want to do for your birthday? I go, nothing.
Well, I do that, too. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Let's not do anything.
She goes, I know that's not true. Yes, it is.
No, yeah.
Actually, it is true.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. Yeah. Do whatever.
How about we go somewhere you want to go?
Yeah, whatever makes you feel good, let's do that.
Because you seem to be taking offense that I don't want to.
They do take offense to it. I want to celebrate you. It's not just for you. I go, fine, then do it for you.
No, actually, it is for me.
I thought it was.
My birthday is my day.
I thought it was, but I was wrong.
Should be like, take the kids out, celebrate me. I'm just going to relax on the couch.
Yeah, you guys talk about me.
Yeah. It's wild that they get offended.
You guys all go to Baskin Robbins and get a chocolate chip. That's my favorite ice cream. Baskin Robbins chocolate chip flavor.
Talk about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch my podcast.
Exactly. I'm gonna hit the siren while you guys are gone. Tune in. So Liver King makes dozens of videos. Do you have the one where he's chasing that cockroach, Mike?
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, if you don't, that's fine because I wouldn't be able to find it by now.
I mean, there's a ton of them.
There's
a ton of them. Yeah. It just popped up, but I know that the Mike was on it. That's the only reason why I asked him. See, here he is.
I think this is, yep.
Here he is. Listen to him.
That didn't work, did it? We'll go ahead and record it anyways to optimize, just in case something might materialize, something might happen. But apparently, we don't like to watch videos unless they're really entertaining. It doesn't matter how much value that they have. If they're not entertaining,
okay, hit pause.
Valuable.
Now, see, he's going nuts because he's going through a crisis of conscience because he thinks that he started this whole Liver King for righteous reasons. He wanted to get his messaging across. But he had to go to this social media company and create this character to do it in an entertaining way. So he's now sitting there dealing with the reality that people have never cared about the message. They only cared about goofy Liver King and how silly the whole thing was. And now, all this reality, for whatever reason, something triggered some kind of reaction. He snapped. And it's all cycling all at the same time.
I'd love to know what it was.
Yeah, because his family's still around. And I feel bad for his wife is still around.
I saw them in the arrest video.
Yeah.
They're still there with him.
Yeah.
I would love to know, was it a comment? Was it a business associate?
Maybe somebody like saying we can't do business together anymore. Maybe it was a bad trip on something.
But it was like a break.
There was a break, and it's not fixed.
Nope.
Hit it, Mike.
Let's find that cockroach.
Information. Maybe it doesn't matter. Right. So we had a cockroach. We got accidents. 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm trying to pick a fight with Joe Rogan. Yeah. And I thought I'd make a really entertaining video. That one will come next, so I'm going to do that one next.
3 a.m.
The cockroach left. And it's just me and Axelrod. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good friend, Axelrod. Yeah. Ex-champion, champion. Still here. I'm not going to go to sleep until my people show up, because we're going to Austin today. Unless I get an invitation, Joe Rogan can release me of all this nonsense, but I'm not going to sleep for a week otherwise. And maybe with my good friend here, look, he's not going to sleep either. He's not going to go to sleep for 1 week. Yeah, no.
Poor dog. I feel bad for everybody involved. You can pause,
You
Mike.
know what?
So he's saying in the thing, first of all, like, I think that could be the cure for all this craziness is sleep deprivation. That should help everything.
I think the cure is getting on Joe Rogan.
Dude, the fact that he is like, you know who can stop all of this?
You could release me.
It's like so psychotic and so manipulative and scary. And so he went to Austin. He went to Austin, Texas. Like, he's not just doing this from his house. He goes to Austin, Texas to be like, no, I'm going to go find Joe Rogan.
That was like a few days ago.
Yeah, like this week.
You know what I thought of? He just missed Jim.
Yeah, because Jim did Rogan this
Jim's
week.
on Rogan.
Jim was just out there. By the way, Jim was great on Rogan.
Yes.
Jim, if I could an aside, Jim told a story on Rogan, which, by the way, check out Jim on Rogan and check out Norton's new special. I don't know if we've mentioned it, but it's amazing. But Norton was on Rogan.
I heard this story.
And I totally forgot that this happened. He told a story of when I went on the road with him, and he was talking about dirty texting. And he said back when Sam was an intern, and I was like a staffer or whatever, but you know, I'm a helper. But I went on the road with him one weekend because Kenny couldn't make it. So I went on the road, and I remember the weekend, and I didn't remember this happened until he said it on Rogan. He said, and it was so funny as it was happening, he said he was talking about dirty texting and the spiral that you get into. And he said that one time he was driving home, and he was driving, and that's true. We were driving home, I think it was from Pennsylvania. It's a gig in Pennsylvania somewhere. And he started dirty texting with somebody while he was driving, but I was in the car with him, and he felt the responsibility, which is really great. Like, he's like, I can't, like, get into a car. Like, you know, I can't be dirty. So he was voice texting. His dirty texting while I was in the car sitting next to him, and I totally forgot it even happened. And then when he said it, I was like, holy shit, that did happen.
So funny.
That did happen. And it was fucking funny when he did it. But isn't it wild that, like, that's my life? I forgot that even happened. And he's dirty texting while I'm sitting in the passenger seat, like right next to him, just laughing at what he's saying.
And he's probably in it.
He's in it. He's like,
He's not just trying to make you laugh.
No. He was in it, and he would like stop, and he'd be like, and then he would tell me, give me the comment, oh, she's so fucking sexy. You know how Norton is. Yeah. And I totally forgot. But when he told that story, I was like, holy shit, I remember. First of all, that was a great weekend, but I totally remember driving home with him and him voice to texting, dirty text to this girl.
It's funny that he can't wait.
No.
It's not like, hey, I'm driving.
do it right.
No, it was in.
Let's pick up this conversation when I get home.
He was in the moment, and he was like of mind enough to go, well, I'm not going to be irresponsible because I care about Sam. His family would be so upset, like the whole thing.
They'd be so mad.
They'd be furious, and they'd be
Your
like,
son died because I was dirty.
I was dirty. I was texting about boners with somebody. And he was like, well, I'm not going to not do it. Fuck it. Sam's cool. And I never told anybody. Look at me.
Yeah.
You never knew that happened.
I mean, you probably got home and forgot all about it.
I probably did.
Like, it was just like, oh, I was just hanging out with Jim. That's the way things
That's
go.
what happened. You didn't know that story, right?
No,
Yeah.
that was the first time I had heard it.
And I wonder if I forgot that day. I was just like, it was a fun weekend.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably 10 other things that happened that were crazy with hanging out with him that weekend. So
probably
one along with many.
Probably. Yeah. But
That was the first thing I thought of, though, was that, like, Jim was with Rogan just a few days before this happened.
Before all this was
And
going
can you
on?
imagine if he was still in Austin and found out that Liver King was in Austin hunted down Joe Rogan?
So he brings this box, this gift box that he has for Rogan. He brings it down and everything.
So nice.
Gets into a hotel, and then he starts making really creepy videos. He starts making videos that include like a death threat in one of them. He starts making videos where he says, I'm going to record a lot of videos now, then this is going to be the last video for a long time. When people start talking like that, that's the, we're not fucking around anymore. Get this person away from me. This is bad. And so he got arrested. He got arrested, I think 2 days ago, for making terroristic threats is the charge that he got arrested for in Austin. Terrifying. And, mugshot came out and everything. But then this morning, apparently he got released.
Yeah, I think he got released yesterday.
Okay, and news just kind of broke this morning. So I guess he's out. And he's still, do you have, what's he saying since he got out of jail?
He's posted 10 videos since he got out.
10?
Yeah. Well, because he does this thing, he'll do hard posts, where it's just a video, but then he'll also do lives and then post
the live as the
and
video.
it's just it's so long. This is the first video that he posted.
Okay, this is
after getting out of jail.
I mean, he actually looks better than he's looked in any of the other videos since spending a couple days in jail.
Yeah, maybe he got a good night's sleep.
He probably got a good night's sleep and took a shower.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, what's he saying since he got out of jail?
How do you get ready for a fight? How does Liver King get ready for a fight?
He's still talking about the fight?
Blue Scorpion. Denny's Rexless, he introduced me to it. It's
probably paid promotion.
Sort of gives you a new disposition. And some guy, he thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him for a terroristic threat. And the whole time that terroristic threat you thought was a bomb or something inside that box was actually a present back for you and your mothership colleagues for having my wife and me in mothership.
He didn't
that I held on to for a while, just looking for the right time to give it to you. So the terroristic threat was reduced to it.
Was Jim performing at the mothership?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, he did.
I bet he at least did some sets, right?
He did a Jim Norton and Friends on a Tuesday night or something, yeah.
He was just there at the mothership. That's a wild thing.
But who knows? Maybe this was a long time ago. Maybe he got comped at the mothership and he wanted to bring Joe a present.
Why would Liver King get comped at the mothership?
Why wouldn't he? I would comp him.
Joe was specifically not in favor of what Liver King was doing.
Yeah, but if his people reached out to the mothership, Joe doesn't answer those emails.
Yeah, I don't think he ever got comped at the mothership.
Okay.
There's no
You're
evidence.
not going to take Liver King at his word.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He's not going to lie.
No.
He's already lied out.
Yeah, fool me once.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
But that's what I understand him as claiming, at least. I have a present for you because you guys took care of me and my wife at the mothership, and I've been waiting for a time to give it to you.
I thought he was saying, we're here in Austin. I know you're going to let us into the mothership, so we have a gift for you.
Well, no, he said he's been holding on to it for a while.
Right, and then he's going to get let into the mothership, so it's even more.
Oh, he's purchased this gift a long time ago.
Yeah.
In preparation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I take it. Don't forget, he's a lunatic.
You know what? I keep forgetting that.
You keep forgetting he's a lunatic.
I'm trying to think about this logically.
No. He's a maniac.
Too bad he didn't try to go to the mothership this weekend.
Who's this week? Oh, my God. There's another maniac going to the mother. I don't know who I would rather keep out of the mothership. Liver King in crash out mode or Rich Voss?
Two greats.
I brought you a present because it's my birthday. Oh, that's rich. Okay, you can continue, Mike.
I actually don't want to say any details nor any names. But that's how you get ready for a fight. And you thought the videos would stop, but they will never stop because...
oh, my God.
When you fight out of a principle, you got an infinite amount of venom. And then we'll hug and unite. Not before, because I gave you that chance. You didn't want to do it. I'll still invite you to do it after. And we don't have to hug after. But at some point, you have to capitulate something.
You know what scares me?
Something.
This scares me about crazy people who do stuff like this. They create this much deeper connection with you than you actually have. And that to me is so scary because it should be like we don't even know each other. This is not a big deal. But when a person like this convinces themselves that like, no, we're deeply connected and we're going to fight and we're going to embrace.
Yeah, that's stalkers. That's
big time stalkers.
That's people who,
No, you don't understand. Once he hears what I have to say, once he hears what I have to, he knows me. He's seen my videos. Once he hears what I have to say, we're going to be best friends.
Yeah, no, Joe said I could be here.
Yeah. And it's like, what? What?
Scary.
Really scary. So yeah, is he still in Austin? They need to get him out of there. I don't know what they're doing. Let him out of jail.
Yeah, I don't know where. Well, I mean, if it's I think it's a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor Elliot?
Yeah. So I mean, you just post bail and you leave.
Dude, he is like such
innocent until proven guilty. Sam, Jesus.
I watched the videos. He's clearly a danger to society. Like. I don't know what argument you could have that. No, I think this guy's fine to be on the streets.
Until he does something.
No, that's not how you should. He's doing stuff.
Yeah, hurry up and wait.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
He's doing stuff. This is stuff. He's already done the stuff.
And he said the videos won't stop.
He said that this won't stop. And he's also thinking that, well, I won't mention his name. I'll just say fights are going to continue. We know who you're talking about. His lawyer's sitting there like, you can't mention Joe in videos anymore. And he's like, oh, okay, no problem. He puts a video out like that. It's the same shit.
But he said I'm not going to mention certain things.
We know what he's not mentioning when he says I'm not mentioning it.
The fights?
That's basically mentioning. And he's saying fights. I'm doing this because I'm going to fight. Who are you going to fight? Well, I'm not going to mention, but you know. Okay, well, you basically just mentioned.
No, you're right about that.
So, I mean, is this the most recent video, Michael?
No. I mean, he can't help himself.
He's doing much more.
They're just more and more and more. This was I believe this is the first one after the arrest.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's the most recent one?
I'll tell you how many he's posted.
I mean, and I know this is
okay. Since he's been released from jail,
yeah,
there are
counting
that one that we just watched,
and he was released like less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Right.
The one that we just watched was posted 15 hours ago.
Okay, 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
what?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 videos, with the last one being posted 7 hours ago. So he's done 13 videos in 8 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, why is his face all fucked up again? 13 hours later.
I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe he got in another fight with a bear.
That's not pinned, is it? It's not his pinned video.
No. None of those are pinned.
All right, click on the new one, Mike. That new drop. That new Liverpool drop.
We're at the hotel, Four Seasons, and you don't have a real kitchen. It's a charlatan.
Oh, yeah. I sent you guys this one. This is one of his many refrigerators full of bones.
Nice.
He's got bone like
at the hotel.
Like Ed Gein?
Well, yeah, he's got to travel with his nutrition.
He makes bone broth.
Yeah, one does
How
not
is he gonna make it?
one does not develop a physique like that by letting their diet slip on the road.
I mean, I guess that's a good point. You know, he also made merch. Like he showed up with merch with his face and Joe Rogan's face on shirts.
That's cool. You got to promote.
Promote what? It's crazy.
The fight.
Yeah,
the fight's not happening. There's no fight.
You did a live show in Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. Did you have merch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
what's the disconnect?
The disconnect is all parties on the show agreed to be there.
Oh.
I wasn't like, hey, Dominic Mysterio, I'm coming and you're going to do my podcast. You're going to do my podcast and then we're going to embrace. I've got the shirts here.
Did he sell any? Liver King?
I don't know. He went to jail, so I don't know for sure.
I forgot about
jail. Yeah. All right, I guess let's hear about the bone. This doesn't make me feel better. The bones in his fridge.
So I would assume he's still in Austin, by the way, because he said when you're staying in a hotel.
You're staying in a hotel. It sounds like he's still in Austin.
Which is very nice. Good for him.
No, he should be out of the city.
Why? What? Maybe his return flight isn't until like Tuesday or something.
There's definitely not a return flight because he had to drive because he got all those bones. You can't get on a plane with all those bones.
You can check bones.
They're not going to let you check bones.
If you say it's for broth?
So them bones is going to walk around.
You can't take the broth on. You can't take liquids. So you got to take the bones.
Can you check broth?
No, it's a liquid. You'd have to have it in a travel container.
But you can check liquids.
You could check.
Oh,
you
I
could.
guess you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can check.
But he probably
bones.
is a carry-on guy.
Yeah.
What about the scary box that he's bringing Joe? You probably can't check that.
Well, who knows what's in there?
Yeah.
Probably can't check it. Anyway, go on, Mike.
What if it's just
Liver
chocolate?
King kitchen. And then, so what are the heating elements? You can ask for the hot box to stay back, but
Oh, you're saying there's a
hot box,
heating
what's
element.
going on? These are my candles, actually.
Nice. Put them
These
in
are
the
my
fridge.
candles.
There's
and they
candles
wouldn't
in the
keep hot
fridge?
box.
So this is a hot box? I guess he uses it to keep his bones warm?
Oh.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, okay. So it heats up. There's a water dish. And
Is
then.
this all for the dog?
No, you heat up the water, see? Like, you use the candles. It's 3 layers. You use the candles to heat the water that's in the dish so the water may steam the bones.
And that's clearly a dog bowl.
That is a dog bowl.
It has a paw on it.
There is a thirsty dog back home.
Where's my fucking water?
I needed to use it to heat my bones.
Okay.
All right.
I think I
It's warm. And, even the sticks from outside that those won't either. That's the ash under the eyes if you saw a video. And all the food that I wouldn't dare ever throw away because my Dobermans and I like to snack, but when it's
my
warm,
dog and I?
My dog and I
then you
share
can also
treats.
take the bones. You can put it in this heating element that they usually have here. You could have this as a carrier.
I mean, there's a
This
ton of
kind
bone broth.
Bone stuff, more bone broth. And then I like to add these ones. These ones are really good.
I mean, this is what I'll never understand it. They locked up Britney, and people like this just get to walk around. Him and Kanye just get to go do whatever they want.
You think he needs a conservatorship?
No, he needs to be imprisoned in the judicial system.
Okay, well, have him do a crime, and then he'll be in prison.
This feels like it's all a crime.
Bone broth.
Well, not the bone broth, but I would love to hear how he got those bones, because it feels like it could be a crime. I mean, he's clearly having manic episodes. I mean, there has to be some...
In your opinion.
In my opinion.
It does feel like him and Rogan have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
What? No, they wouldn't.
Of course they would.
Physical fitness.
What would he... No.
I'm sure Rogan loves bone broth.
Yeah.
You'd want to invite a crazy person into your home to talk about bone broth?
Joe stays in great shape.
Yeah, and he's got security. Tony will take care of it.
Yeah, run through a metal detector before you get in.
Yeah.
You think
And just
Tony Hinchcliffe stands outside the Joe Rogan
Or
studio?
Burton, whoever.
Tony Burton.
Yeah. I don't know. All the Tonys.
Oh,
But yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe probably just hangs out.
ready to just like
Yeah, hey.
get
you
a
never
double
know.
leg on someone?
Yeah.
Mike in Connecticut.
Sam Roberts, professional broadcaster. Finally, SiriusXM has given you the proper respect that you deserve, giving you your own show, better than those nobodies you previously worked with before. But do you think it might be, this crash out might be caused by parasites and prions being formed in his brain by those parasites from eating all that raw meat?
I mean, it's incredibly possible, I suppose, but I really think it's more just pure mental illness. I mean, he was also a pathological liar before this. That's true. So the idea, like being a pathological liar, acting like this, desperately wanting followers for the sake of followers, it all feels like different tentacles on the same octopus. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a good way to say it.
Thank you. I'm the last professional broadcaster.
Jesus.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll be checking in on this. I mean, I think they should lock this guy up immediately and get him some help. But
Feels wrapped up to me.
you think we got a bow on it?
Yeah, sorry I did that.
He didn't say that. He said there is still going to be a fight.
Oh, right.
You got that confused.
You're right. You're right. He did say that the videos won't stop.
He said, I'm not done. I ain't done, not yet by a long shot.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
It'd be great if Rogan's like, all right, fine, we'll fight.
No, it wouldn't be great if he did that.
Because Joe would whip his ass.
Of course he would whip his ass, but you don't engage with craziness.
It's like, okay, you want to do this? Let's do it.
No, that's not a good idea. That's a terrible idea. Why would you say that's a good idea?
Because it'd be funny to see Joe whoop his ass. And be like, here, you got what you wanted, you fucking idiot.
Do you think he would?
Yeah, of course.
If he's acting crazy like this because Joe said you're on steroids, can you imagine the level of crazy that would happen if Joe whooped his ass?
You go away.
Oh, I'm sure that's... okay, yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
Hey, I wanted to fight you. You kicked my ass. Okay.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Wow, we settled it like men. I appreciate it. And I'll just leave you alone. Yeah, no, I don't think that would be the case at all. All right, let's take a break, I think.
Okay.
Let's take a break.
Because we did it?
We did it. We have a lot to do today. Have they dropped any press releases?
Nah, you'd have to check the website.
Let me check real quick to see if I can tease this or not.
I know our guest is on his way.
We're not doing the guest right now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, we'll make a big announcement when we get back.
Oh.
About the guest?
No, we're not doing it.
What a teaser. We have a big announcement.
We have a big announcement when we get back. Also, possible that Mystery the Pickup Artist is coming in today. It's going to be a hell of a show. Stay right there.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show.
The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Robert Kelly.
We need ninja style.
There it is, dude.
What is it?
There it is. That's the entire outfit.
Oh, I'm going to become an assassin.
Inside of me, it wants all these little strappies with a deep hood that covers my face.
You want to feel it like you died and a crow brought you back to life.
I do.
For love.
It's going to be so hard if the crow had to go find a 3X outfit.
The Bonfire. Weeknights at 5 p.m. Eastern on Faction Talk or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Hey, it's Diplo. I invite you to my global house party. My channel, Diplo's Revolution.
And you just don't stop.
Personally curating you the latest in dance music, exclusive edits, and live DJ sets.
If I were you, I'd take on Diplo's Revolution, Channel 53.
We're live on Diplo's Revolution. Let's go!
And at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Do you feel uncomfortable getting therapy? A lot of men still feel embarrassed to admit they need a little help.
Men today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, to keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression. It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be your best for yourself and everyone in your life.
With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform and has served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an app rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews.
It's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise.
Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Bennington. That's betterhelp.com/Bennington.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart and other fine stores.
Summer is definitely here, so it's time to break out your best sun-ready styles from Untuckit. This season isn't complete without our breezy, wrinkle-resistant shirts, golf-ready polos, wrinkle-free, and performance short sleeves, lightweight linen, and more. They come in fits for all shapes and sizes with that perfect untucked length. You'll look and feel fantastic. So stock your closet today with warm weather essentials from Untuckit.com and more than 80 stores nationwide. Untuckit. Live life untucked.
School is out. And the time to find your favorite summer sound is now. Sail the seas of 70s and 80s soft rock with Yacht Rock Radio. Fire up your backyard party with country, rock, and hip-hop themed barbecue channels. Or waste away again with Jimmy Buffett in Margaritaville. Find these and more to soundtrack your summer across SiriusXM and with the SiriusXM app.
All right, I'm going to change your world. That's going to be interesting. Let's go. I love to root for great. Yeah. I want to watch history. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog. Good luck with that. In sports, people hate what they fear. They hate Brady. They hate LeBron. I've got a lot of haters. Truth hurts sometimes. I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Hi, I'm Andrew McCollum, the CEO of streaming TV company Philo, and juicy reality TV is how I unwind. At Philo, we're all huge TV fans, so we spend all day making Philo the perfect place for people who love TV. No hassles, no contracts, and we never ask you to pay more for things you don't want. Just the good stuff. We have live TV from your favorite channels like MTV, Discovery, A&E, and more. We've got a huge library of more than 80,000 movies and shows you can watch anytime. We give you an unlimited DVR so you can skip all the ads. And we have 24/7 customer service that connects you to a real person in seconds. You might even get me on the line. The best part, at Philo, we think TV shouldn't break the bank. So all of this is just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv/Andrew. That's PHILO.tv/Andrew. Give us a try, risk-free. If you love TV, you'll love Philo.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Oh, yes. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. Who's this, Dishwalla? Nice.
Real punk.
What are they, counting blue cars? 866-969-1969 is the number to call. And, I guess just breaking. We have good news. If you say, you know, I only have a Sirius subscription so I can hear Sam Roberts' voice. That's the only reason I have this. The only reason, if this is what you say, if you say, I only subscribe to Sirius XM because I want to hear what Sam Roberts has got to say, the good news is I'm going to increase the value of your subscription plan. Oh. Yes. Value's going up. Yes. Because, you know, I remember maybe 12 years ago, something like that. I was a lowly producer but I was picking up shifts. I was hosting shows and stuff like that. And I went to the person that was running our channel at the time, and I said, what if I did like my weekend show that I'm doing? What if I made it a wrestling show? What if I hosted like a wrestling show? And he said, I just don't think there's an appetite for wrestling content. I just don't. Yeah, I don't think. No. It was another person. But he goes, I just don't see how you could do a whole show. He said, I don't see how you could do a whole show about wrestling.
I get that.
It's funny. It's funny that somebody would say that.
It's weird. They're here. Because here we are. And then so what I did was I said, okay, I understand that. Like, if it's not right, it's not right. And I went home and I said, well, I'll just start a wrestling podcast, and I'll build that wrestling podcast over time and put the hours in. And here we are. We're 10 and a half, maybe almost 11 years into Not Sam Wrestling as a podcast.
I don't remember you not doing it.
Right.
There can't be an appetite for it.
Well, there is.
What? Why would you say that?
There is.
Well, wait till you hear this. And then, Dave LaGreca, our pal Dave LaGreca, was doing a show called Busted Open. And, they would put it on first once a week, then maybe throw him a bone at twice a week. But, I mean, literally, they were making fun of the wrestling show here. That's what would happen, And this is a whole different regime, by the way. Basically, everybody associated with that is gone. Because as time has gone on, people have seen not only the value in pro wrestling content, but the discussions that we can have around pro wrestling. And so, as of today, SiriusXM has just made the announcement that Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 is the new SiriusXM channel, debuting on July 1st, I believe. There it is. Channel 156, formerly Fight Nation, is Pro Wrestling Nation. It will be a 24-hour pro wrestling channel. Not show, 24-hour pro wrestling channel.
Wow.
A channel in which Busted Open will still be the morning show of Dave and the brand and empire that he's created. But adding to that, every day after this show, you give me an hour to catch my breath, or so. Maybe we'll go late. But every day at noon, I'm going to be over on channel 156 doing Not Sam Wrestling live.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Very exciting.
Okay. You can just clap once the whole kind of room of clapter goes down. You don't have to be the last one. It doesn't give you extra credit.
I celebrate you.
I know. I appreciate it. I've
been here since the jump.
I know. So every day after this show, Not Sam Wrestling will come on over on channel 156. It'll be a 2-hour talk show.
It's a lot of wrestling.
It's a lot.
It's not enough.
Every day?
I mean, you say it's a lot, but literally, I had a conversation yesterday with the people who are going to be running the channel, and they do things, different. They go like, okay, let's talk about breaks. They thought that wouldn't be a big deal. Let's talk about when we do commercial breaks. And they go like,
little do they know.
Right. They go, what's the break schedule on Faction Talk? Maybe we'll do it kind of the same way. And I go, bro, I did 2 hours and 10 minutes without a break 2 days ago. He was like, well, you can't do that. I mean, it's longer than the show is.
I should have told him, don't tell Sam he can't do that.
Right,
because he's going to do.
That's what he'll do it every single time. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know who's working over there with you, but I hope they got a good bladder.
Well, actually, I'm bringing with me as a producer one of our old interns, Thumbs Up AJ, will be producing the show.
Very cool.
That's great. I love AJ.
AJ's great. He's a wrestling fan, so that'll be great. And, and it will give you guys an opportunity, if you don't like wrestling, to call up the show and go like, why don't you save this bullshit for noon? You could say that on the morning show when wrestling comes up.
You might hear that from your coworkers.
Yeah,
True. That's something that maybe even...
I might pop out real quick.
Right. Travis or Troy, you could say, why don't you, hey, Sam, before you start, why don't you say this bullshit for noon? Why don't you give this bullshit to Thumbs Up AJ?
I would sure say that.
So, the morning show...
That's great, dude.
Thank you very much. It's a long time. It's been cooking for a little while now. And it's kind of wild that it's
finally happening.
It's finally happening, getting off the ground. It's always very rewarding when something like this that you put all that work into actually does get pulled off and come to fruition, because so often everywhere, I mean, that's just kind of entertainment, like stuff you can get, to the 5-yard line and something just happens and it's like, nope, now's not the right time. But now
the company's cooking. Got you doing a wrestling show, Stephen A.
Right. They were like, we got Stephen A. doing another daily show to add to his plate. We need to get Sam next, is what they said.
They got the Yacht Rock channel. That's fire.
Yeah, I mean, the Yacht Rock channel has been around. Like they've had
But
that.
it's still their programming.
No, yeah, that's true. No, that's
It's
true.
a lot to listen to.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, this is in addition to everything else. So like the morning show is not going to be affected. The podcast, Not Sam Wrestling, is still every week I'm going to come out with Not Sam Wrestling. Travis, I see you sweating over there. I will still be putting out just as many emergency podcasts.
How's that possible?
If not more.
How?
Exactly, because there will be haters that are like, how are you going to do that? And I'm, okay, watch. Now you get more sirens. Now you get more emergency podcasts.
I think we need less.
Who's we? Are you part of the Not Sam Wrestling listening community? We? I didn't realize you subscribed.
I always watch your clips.
I appreciate that.
I just don't see, if you're doing a daily wrestling show,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Right.
I'm so happy for you.
Correct.
How would you still have stuff to talk about in an emergency fashion later?
Because if
I just thought of something I forgot to say.
Because I'll be live from 12 to 2.
Sure.
911 is not open from 12 to 2. 911 is 24 hours, right?
That's a good point.
Like but 911 deals with life and death.
Life and death what?
Like literal life and death.
Right.
Situations.
Emergencies. Oh,
Yeah,
is that how emergencies work?
Not like, hey, I forgot to talk about what,
It's not forgot. It's not forgot because if John Cena drops a pipe bomb and it happens at 10 p.m., am I going to be like, hey, guys, wait till noon? No, I would never do that. I would get out the emergency.
No, you give them a reason to listen to your new show.
No, because you guys don't understand. The emergency podcast is how you feel right now.
Hey, I'll talk about the Bushwhackers later.
No. Well, if there's yes, I will talk about the Bushwhackers later for sure. Bushwhackers are great. But if there's an emergency concerning the Bushwhackers, we have to get our feelings out first. And then what comes later is analysis.
So why don't you get your feelings out on tape and then just air it at 12?
It's a live show.
They don't know that. Listeners are stupid.
That's not true.
We do pre-tape stuff all the time.
No, we don't. Why would you say that? They're going to start listening and thinking everything's pre-taped.
They don't even know.
No, because you have to then go on and people go like, okay, now that I've got my feelings out, now I want the analysis. Now I want the breakdown. The bigger picture.
Or they could say we don't have to tune in. We know what he's saying.
I got the emergency. I know what
I mean, if they can, and that'll be a mistake that they make once and only once because they'll go like, holy shit, this is completely different. I was wrong. Like, I completely missed the boat. I totally misjudged it. You can listen to a little bit, sure. I mean, look, the Not Sam business offers a dessert menu. You know what I mean? You can have one dessert if you want, but wouldn't you like to sample everything?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes people are full by the time dessert comes around.
The Not Sam universe is like a whole 6-pack of flying saucers from Carvel.
Oh, I can house that motherfucker, no sweat.
Boom. You look at it and you go, in theory, in this conversation we're having right now, sure, 6, that'll last me a week. Once 6 are in front of you on the table,
they're gone.
Okay.
It's like a whole DiGiorno pizza.
Right. It doesn't say single serving, but guess what it is?
It's one serving.
Welcome to Not Sam. Okay?
Very well put. Okay. You sold me.
That's what we do.
You sold me on
That's what we do. It's just because it's pleasure. You know what I mean? Because it's pleasure and it feels good. And you want more.
Aren't you tired of talking about wrestling?
Not even a little. That's true. Not even a little bit. And by the way, nothing slows down with WWE either. Everything stays the same. And then also we're gonna have 2 hours of wrestling talk every single day here on Sirius XM on channel 156.
I mean, it's great for you.
Great.
And it's great for your listeners. That's awesome.
It's great for the world.
I just don't see how you can operate like this.
Oh yeah, I can.
I mean, I don't know what topic could you talk about that much.
I
don't know anything.
Struggle to think of something.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why you guys are in. You could run the board for all that time. That's your thing. You know what I mean? Could you screen calls for another 2 hours?
I mean, I could.
Right, so that's your thing.
I'm fatigued.
But that's your thing. Okay, well, fatigue. What is fatigue? I'm like the Liver King.
Yeah.
You're the Liver King.
I just mean your schedule in general.
I am. My manic arc. It'll come.
Morning show, afternoon show.
Midday.
Morning show,
noon to
midday
2.
show.
What are we doing? Noon to 2.
Raw recap,
Yeah.
emergency podcast.
We got to recap
Not
Raw.
Sam Wrestling.
Boom. Look at me. Look
Friday
at me.
night show.
Friday night Sam
hot
show.
dog.
No, I've been doing the hot dog show.
No, that's true because he's got this show now.
Yeah, I don't want to, you know.
That's a lot.
Hot dogs would be bummed about that.
It's been going on for like
I
6
mean, I
months.
haven't done one all year.
I know, but he can't be happy about it. That was his time to shine with you.
I know.
He's not happy in general.
Well,
He's being cast aside.
he's not being cast aside.
Well,
there's a lot of moving parts.
he just seems unnecessary.
And we move at, well, he's not unnecessary. But we move at a breakneck pace, too.
Yeah.
You know what I
you
mean?
just gotta.
That's what we do. Like, hang on. And you guys knew that when we signed up.
Absolutely.
I'm happy for you. I think it's great.
Well, you kind of sound like a hater, but okay.
No. I'm not hating on you.
All right.
I think it's great.
I do, too.
I just don't see how you're going to have anything emergency to talk about.
Emergencies happen.
I think there's going to be plenty to talk about from noon to 2, Monday through Thursday on Pro Wrestling 24/7.
Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Oh, yeah, there is. That's going to be a great show.
Yeah, that's going to be a great show.
You know what? You can't be negative now.
I'm
Maybe.
not being negative.
Yes, you are.
No.
You said there's not going to be emergencies.
I'm going to say I can't see what would be an emergency.
That's negative.
No, that's just me thinking.
Well, it's thinking negative.
I think it's great. You can finally have, like, I know that you interact with people online when you do your podcast sometimes, when
right.
you do it live. But I think it's great that you can have callers now.
The call-in
and, like,
thing
really
is
get into that.
That's right. That's great. See, that's positive.
Yeah, of course it's positive.
I know. The call-in portion is going to be a lot of fun because obviously, like, you know, I mean, I love the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, but also I love this thing, radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that, like, we get to bring that into this more sort of, like, classic sports radio format where we can open up the calls, where we can actually talk to people, where we can interact. I mean, it's a whole different thing.
Like, that's fun.
It's going to be so fun.
As long as you don't get callers like Mike Francesa used to get saying, like, hey, you know, the Mets are 2-0. You think they can go to 162-0?
Well, no, because what I'll do is I'll take it totally seriously, and I'll go like, you waited on hold to ask me that question? You waited on hold.
No,
Ask
I think
me that
that's
question.
good, and I think that you're going to be really excited about that because you love to talk. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Not that part, but just opening the calls up
Yeah.
and everything. I think that's going to be great.
I just don't see how there's any emergencies.
There are a lot of emergencies. Right after a pay-per-view, you got to get on. You got to recap and emergency sometimes. You got to do the emergency after the recap. You got to do it all. You have to do it all. Nikki in Kansas City.
Congratulations, Sam.
Thank you, Nikki.
Always excited when I get another opportunity to hear your voice because I love you.
Oh, yeah. See.
Listen, I have a grievance, though, as much as I love you, but I don't blame you for this grievance.
Travis.
No.
Oh, okay. I just figured.
Well, I also love Troy, and I know this isn't your fault. It's that dummy Rich Voss's fault. But we didn't get Toots Day this week.
No, yeah. Now, we did get a slight Toots update on Monday. We got a little Toots news, but you're right. No, you're right. Rich Voss did cost us Toots Day. Yeah.
Great. So I feel like, you know, while you're excelling and things are going well for you, let's make sure we give Troy his time and Mr. Toots gets his time.
Maybe we'll double up on Toots Day next week. Yeah. Or maybe, you know what? I'm going to see what's going on with Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 and see if we can get a 2-hour shift for Troy as well. Like a nice Toots show.
On Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7?
Yeah, because we're all booked up on Faction Talk, but maybe like a nice, maybe like a nice evening show.
He can put Toots in a little bikini since that's what all the wrestlers wear, right?
Well, it's not because a lot that's
bikinis.
a lot of people think that, but the bikini is a much more high cut. You know what I mean? It's higher on the thigh is a bikini cut. But thank you, Nikki.
All right, love you guys. Congrats, Sam.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I think this all, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, this all begins on Tuesday, July 1st.
Toots Day.
Oh yeah, yeah. And maybe that's right. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like, oh, I spent all my time prepping for the Not Sam Wrestling live show.
Please keep prepping for this show.
So no, we'll go like on a Tuesday. I'll just go heavy on Toots Day.
No,
what else happened with the cat?
No.
What else happened with the cat?
Don't
It's
rely
like
on
an hour. Yeah. What else about the cat?
And then what?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What else happened with the cat? The cat. What happened with the cat?
You're going to get so confused.
I'm not going to know where I'm at.
No.
Bobby in Florida.
Morning, Sammy. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
it's amazing to watch you come from that silly little intern all the way up to this massive broadcaster. But the question on the top of everyone's mind has to be, how is this going to affect our time with Satisfying with Nicole? Because we need her content.
No, that's a great question, too.
You don't have enough hours in the day.
Guess what? We're going to figure it out, but Satisfying stays. New episode drops today.
Thank God.
Yeah, new episode drops today. I'm not willing because I like Here's the thing. Thank you, Bobby. Here's the thing. Like, I like the stuff that I do. You know what I mean? Like, not only do I like doing it, I like that it exists. I like it. So there are a lot of things that, like, you have to move stuff around, maybe figure out. Satisfying we might drop it on a different day. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Because right now the schedule is we either tape on Tuesday.
Record it.
Right. Well, maybe we record on a Friday. Maybe we record over the weekend. Who knows? Maybe we record later on an evening during the week. We'll figure that all out.
And the good thing for you is that this is not a show, and this is not a knock on you.
Right.
This is not a show where you have to do a lot of heavy lifting.
No, because I'm already prepped.
You say something, then she says something, and then you're just off to the races.
Right. I mean, this week, and also, like, this week's Satisfying, we spent a lot of time breaking down her husband's panic attacks.
Oh, good.
She was locked out of her apartment, and her husband claimed that he might be going full Liver King. I don't know. Nicole's husband claimed that the reason, because Nicole doesn't walk around with a key all the time, and he claims the reason the door was locked is because he locked it. He said, "I'm really sorry, honey. I locked it when I was having my panic attack because I thought someone was trying to get me."
What?
Yeah.
Was he serious?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, so I can't,
no, you can't
leave that behind.
No.
I mean, you know what? If there was even a thought in my mind that I was like, you know what? Maybe we won't do Satisfying anymore because, there's just so much. I have so much going on right now. Then Nicole goes, canonization's when they fire you out of a cannon, right? And I go, well, this ain't going anywhere. This is staying right where it is. I don't even talk about that of all things. Talk about the labor of love. Just something that I want to exist in the universe. That's Satisfying in a nutshell.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. It's all good news, And I think I'm happy with Sirius the way it feels like, because Busted Open has been incredibly successful. And I'm happy that it feels like what they're doing as a company is leaning in to the stuff that works and not trying to do everything. Like, that feels like this year what the strategy has been.
Yeah,
to me, just as a person who's just here, I don't know. But it feels like they're going like, you know what? This is what works. This is what people like. Let's put energy into what people like and do it better than anybody else does it. And let the other stuff be the other stuff. Like, if we're going to do podcasts, let's pick a handful of very popular podcasts that we can support by whether it's giving Alex Cooper a channel, whether it's whatever. Conan. Yeah, exactly. We can find these people because, Alex Cooper, puts work into her channel. Oh, yeah. Conan is here all the time. Conan, let's find people who are popular that want to put effort into something. That way there's a, return on investment, not just financially, but for everybody listening, everybody subscribing. You know what I mean? You feel something there. And let's not just try to kind of do everything all at once. And it feels like the Stephen A move was that. It feels like this move is that. It feels like, it feels good. It's good for the company.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, look, if you don't want to hear about wrestling, then
I don't.
Yeah, you just leave it on Faction Talk.
I'll probably get some work done during those hours.
Oh, well, it'd be a good start.
It'll finally free me up.
Yeah, everybody's making big changes.
Maybe I'll put it on in the background.
Sure, and then every now and then you'll pick up something.
Yeah, I'll hear AJ. I'll turn it up a little.
Or who knows? You know what? I mean, listen, it's not just gonna be every day of us going on and going, hey, here's what's happening right now. Some days we'll go hey, everybody call in with your story about when you got suspended from school for saying "suck it," and I know you'll be right there for that.
Yeah,
that's the other thing, right?
There were news stories about that.
That's right. Oh man, I remember that like broadcast of like how dangerous wrestling was because kids are flipping off their teachers and telling them to suck it.
Suck it.
Suck it. Yeah, I mean, but that's the other great thing. It's like this show, right? Like the great thing about doing a daily show is that there are things that you jump on. There are topics like this is going on right now. We should talk about this. We want to talk about that. But also the freedom of doing a show every day is you can just talk about whatever. Like if there's not like a huge emergency, to use your term, Travis, then you can go and be like, hey, like, what was a time that you told your teacher to suck it? Hey, like what was, you know.
I mean, there's so many caller-driven conversations that you can have with wrestling, just like with sports.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
And you can, yeah, exactly. And you can just talk wrestling. It's a daily show. You don't have to, like, when I do my podcast once a week, it's like that is the time to kind of bring everything into, here are the top stories, what's going on right now, and my opinions on them.
Right.
And we'll still cover that on Sirius, but also have the flexibility to kind of move around and just talk about wrestling in general. And I mean, that's
and
what
interviews.
And of course, we'll have guests on. We'll do the whole thing. But like, you know, that's also, I mean, that's another thing that I like about doing this is you could just talk about stuff that you love. And we do that here, you know, when we kind of go off the beaten path and just start, you know, talking about 90s music or whatever. Like,
I could do that for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah, you asked what I could talk about for 2 hours? We could talk about
every day?
Every day? Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I've always got something.
Yeah.
Joan Osborne, whatever.
You do a whole show on Joan Osborne.
Yeah, boom, there you go.
Like,
there's a
because
show.
here's the topic of the day. What if God was one of us?
Yeah, there you go. That's 2 hours.
I mean, like not like the best of us, just a slob.
Like one of us.
Right.
Just a stranger on the bus.
Right. Where's he going?
Yeah. Probably home. Trying.
Well, yeah, but who's he getting home to? Who's calling?
God.
No, nobody's calling on the phone. Well, except for the Pope, maybe in Rome.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of rhyming in that song.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah. And it's going to be, you know. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is.
He got seduced.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So.
Good for you. Congratulations.
You know, the Sirius XM.
It's on Newsday.
Channel. Look at that. Newsday. Because it's the news of the day.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, and we'll be breaking news all the time. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be like, you know, 24 hours a day. I'll be on. There'll be an afternoon show. There'll be all kinds of stuff. It'll be great. And there's like energy being put into it, which is nice. You know what I mean? Like
from the company, you mean,
right.
Or from AJ?
Right. Well, AJ, big time. AJ's got a lot of energy.
Good.
And part of me was like, when I was like, yeah, I want to bring AJ on as a producer. I was like, it's very interesting that like. I'm thinking a lot about when he put mustard all over his body for breakfast.
Well, he didn't do it for breakfast.
Well, when he served breakfast, he put mustard all over his body. How you doing, Troy?
I believe he was the breakfast.
Oh, that's right, for Daddy's breakfast?
Yeah, it was like an avant-garde
That's true.
Modern art thing.
There's a crew out there? Can we skip it?
No. It's 4 people, right? Yeah. I know. What's wrong?
It's just a lot, right?
What's a lot?
No, I get it.
You asked for it.
I mean, I don't know what you know.
You don't even know what you're asking for at this point.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, let that be a lesson to you. Take more work on it.
Wow.
Keep forgetting what you asked for.
Yeah, there's AJ with mustard all over himself. Yeah. He's going to be the new producer of Not Sam Wrestling Live, and that's the name of the show, Not Sam Wrestling Live, on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. So boom.
That's a lot of words.
Well, you wouldn't have to say all the, you know. I mean, so Sam Roberts show on Faction Talk. I don't hear that many people like, you know. You don't have to credit every single thing.
That's true. I just say Sirius XM 103.
Yeah. I mean, you could just say, you know, I'm listening to Sam on the Wrestling Channel.
Yeah.
That's probably fine too, you know. Let's go to Scott in Virginia. What's up, Scott?
Hey, in August there's a big cat extravaganza in Pasadena. I was wondering if Mr. Toots was going to make it.
Hey, Troy, are you going to a big cat show in Pasadena in August?
For Fez?
Hey, big cat.
I think I think he'd be the cat's meow. You know.
Oh, that's a good pun. That's a good pun. I'm trying to get.
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah.
The big news of the week. You haven't said nothing about Haktui girl who got her proclamation over there in Nashville.
Proclamation?
Well, whatever, a star or something where she you need to find the clip. It's real good.
I didn't even know they had stars
Awarded her.
in Nashville. I mean, I know they had like celebrities, but you mean like a Walk of Fame scenario?
Kind of like that. They put a plaque on the wall for her.
What? Who did?
The mayor did. Look it up.
What wall? No, Mike, you can look it up. I want to know.
Somewhere in Nashville. I guess the city, wherever she made the interview.
Oh, like where she said spit on that thing?
Yeah. Pretty good video.
Oh, okay.
You ought to play the audio. No. All right, peace.
All right, thank you. Maybe it is good. Travis, you don't need to be negative again.
Why are you negative about Haktui?
I'm not. No.
Spit on that thing.
I'm not being negative about Haktui.
Right.
I'm being negative at they did a thing somewhere. Look it up.
Story of the week. Haktua's got a plaque in Nashville.
Yeah, look it up. No. I'm not looking it up.
Have you found it, Mike? Do you know? I didn't hear about it.
No,
it's not something with Haktui.
Haktua's Nashville plaque. Haktui honored in Nashville. Are you going to CatCon?
I wasn't planning on it, but
All right.
You should. It's in Pasadena.
Pasadena.
Are you going to Pasadena?
No.
It's beautiful. All right,
going to Orlando.
So it's probably going to be impossible to get a CatCon.
Same, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Toots would do well, but Pasadena's kind of a long way to go.
It's a haul.
Yeah. I mean,
go to her Instagram.
I think it's fake. I think this dude. Yeah. There's nothing.
No. Okay.
No. This is why I don't listen. Remember when I said I'm not doing that?
Yeah, you were smart.
Yeah, my first instinct is usually the right one.
You were smart. Instinct is more like it.
Why? Because I'm
you
smelly?
stink.
From
Yeah.
Staten Island?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Maybe in sync.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. A little Lance Bass action.
Bye.
Oh, all right. Should we take a break and invite our guests in?
Yeah, plus your boys.
Huh?
It's on her. It's on her thing.
Look at this one. Look at this one. Look, Troy said, like, why don't you just check her Instagram? Troy was right. Travis over here, like, my first instinct is usually right. It was wrong. Was it wrong?
Google News 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 1 day ago, 6 days ago, nothing.
His instinct
nobody
was.
cares about Haktui, so it might not make news.
That's my point. Is that the guy called and he said it's the biggest story of the week.
Yeah, it's on her.
It's on her Instagram.
That doesn't make it the biggest story of the week.
It's always the last place you look. Her Instagram.
Hey, I'm looking for the biggest story of the week. It's probably just on the person's
It
Instagram.
is. It's the big. I think it's the biggest story of the week. We follow Haktui here. I want to see what happened to her in Nashville. Hit up Haktua's IG.
No.
There it is.
Gotta take a break.
That's her VidCon. Wow.
Tony's here.
Is that it? The VidCon vid? Is that what?
Are you on?
Yeah.
What's going on, Troy? What are they not getting right?
I think it's from like a week ago.
Oh, is it
Haktui underscore?
Haktui underscore.
Oh, you're on Hey Welch.
Hey Welch. You got to go to Haktui underscore.
Oh, so it doesn't realize it's her personal account.
Well, there's the Haktui personality, and then there's Haley Welched.
Oh, just have one.
We do want to differentiate.
No, you're right. You're right. Branding purposes, as they are.
Well, Haktui spit on that thing, and Haley Welch is...
There it is. I want to spit on the thing. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. There's the video. See?
This is just a fan account.
Well, whatever. Troy was able to find it.
You found it on the fan account.
Well, listen. Troy found it.
I found it. I know what the guy was talking about. And
found it. Boom. Instead of giving me a bunch of lip.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm still not doing it.
Well, guess what?
Well, you don't have to. He's the one on the computer.
That's right. And he did it.
And he did it.
I'm glad he stopped responding to Troy because I don't want Mike. The idea of Mike typing and talking at the same time is not going to happen.
No, way too much.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's hear what she's got to say. I love Haktui. I'm going to try to get her a show on the wrestling channel.
We're about to get presented a plaque from the mayor himself.
All right, as the official mayor of Nashville, it is my honor on behalf of the whole community to present Miss Haley Welch with this historic plaque. Haley Welch at this spot broke the internet when she said, "Spit on that thing."
Oh, nice.
Haley, it's my honor to bestow this onto you.
That's not the mayor of Nashville.
Right here,
Yeah,
there you go. Chelsea to
That's the mayor.
Nashville is a better city because of Miss Haley Welch. We're going to put this up together.
Totally worth it.
It's not the mayor.
Thank you, Haley. You're a great
That's the mayor.
right here. Remember, folks, this is what they teach you in the schools. How do you please your man? This is what she taught in America. You need to spit on that thing.
This was worth it. I asked for it.
Hey, y'all.
This is what the guy was talking about. I found what the guy was talking about.
That's great. That's the biggest story of the week. Good thing we got it in on Thursday. That's the mayor of Nashville talking about spit on that thing.
I guess so, right?
Yeah. I know it's the mayor of Nashville because the guy on the phone.
I was excited about Haktua.
That's the one person left excited about Haktua. I mean, have you ever seen anyone... I feel like she's ready for a Liver King arc herself because, I mean, I feel like I have no idea what's going on with this woman. I think she got, like... I think people... They had her do her Haktua podcast, Talk Tua.
Yeah.
At, like, VidCon or one of those conventions with, like, Whitney Cummings. And I heard people walked out.
Oh, that's not nice to do to Haktua.
Yeah. I mean, it's the quickest, like... I feel like with Haktua, it was... We'll support her until you give us just one reason not to. One reason not to support her, and we're out.
Oh, you know what a good reason is?
Yeah,
grifting.
Yeah. Well, what if she does crypto stealing?
What if she does crime?
Yeah, crypto stealing. Okay, we're out then. Everybody's out. Like all at once, everybody's like, okay, we're done. We were looking for one reason to be out, and you gave it to us.
It's like when a Zoom meeting ends.
Right.
And everyone just leaves.
That's right. That's right. Nobody wants to be the last person in there with the guy trying to figure out how to end meeting. It's like, and you know, especially the quickness that people leave the meeting with, they were hovering over leave meeting for a long time. Ready, one click away. That's how people were with Haktua. One click away. Hey, invest in my meme coin. Goodbye. Well, good. The mayor gave her a plaque, and it was definitely the mayor, not just some dude in a suit. The mayor, and it was definitely a real plaque that they're leaving on that wall.
Yeah, it's probably
not just some dude in a suit who made a video, for sure. That's why that was the biggest news story of the week. Thank you for listening. We'll be right back, by the way. We've got, is this really...
Oh, yeah.
Remember Mystery, the pickup artist? Yeah. He's next on Sam Roberts Show.
We'll be right back with Sam Roberts Show.
The #1 pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open, is now on Faction Talk, Channel 103. This is Dave LaGreca. Hear me alongside my rotating cast of Hall of Famers and pro wrestling legends every weeknight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Faction Talk. A daily breakdown of everything going on in the world of pro wrestling and a ton of laughs along the way. It's Busted Open, now, weeknights at 9 p.m. Eastern on Faction Talk, Channel 103, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM mornings are
pop culture, headlines,
personalities. Start your day with Today's Show live on Today's Show Radio.
Good morning to you. So glad you're starting your week with us.
Then get the celebrity scoop with Page 6 Radio and Stars.
What Page 6? So, we hear things.
Your hot takes with the Smith sisters on Radio Andy.
We're finally gonna get the story behind the story.
And don't miss Andy Cohen Live, the king of convo.
Lady Gaga, Coleman Domingo, Kylie Minogue.
One of the hardest working men in showbiz.
Thanks.
Your morning vibe, live for the morning drive. SiriusXM 102 through 109.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year, and it's often undiagnosed. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be your best for yourself and everyone in your life. And what better place to solve those problems than BetterHelp? With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. And it works. That's what they say, with an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. It's also convenient. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your already so busy life. You can switch therapists at any time. BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Teft. That's BetterHelp.com/TEFT.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart and other fine stores. I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected.
And each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful.
Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly applications for CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop depending on all those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
Hear what people are saying about Sam Roberts' show on Faction Talk.
What my mom would listen to in the car.
Why is everyone naked?
It really saved me. Pretty funny, but brutal.
Hey, it's Sam Roberts. Every morning, the crew and I try to make sense of some of the most absurd stories going on in this world of ours.
One gorilla versus 100 men. He spit fake blood at the owner of Warner Brothers' dog.
And I've talked to the most interesting people on the planet.
I just went in, took my clothes off, and came out the front door.
So tune in to Sam Roberts' show every morning on SiriusXM Faction Talk, channel 103, or on the SiriusXM app.
All right, I'm going to change your world. That's going to be interesting. Let's go. I love to root for great. Yeah. I want to watch history. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog. Good luck with that. In sports, people hate what they fear. They hate Brady. They hate LeBron. I've got a lot of haters. Truth hurts sometimes. I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1.
Hi, I'm Andrew McCollum, the CEO of streaming TV company Philo, and juicy reality TV is how I unwind. At Philo, we're all huge TV fans, so we spend all day making Philo the perfect place for people who love TV. No hassles, no contracts, and we never ask you to pay more for things you don't want. Just the good stuff. We have live TV from your favorite channels like MTV, Discovery, A&E, and more. We've got a huge library of more than 80,000 movies and shows you can watch anytime. We give you an unlimited DVR so you can skip all the ads. And we have 24/7 customer service that connects you to a real person in seconds. You might even get me on the line. The best part, at Philo, we think TV shouldn't break the bank. So all of this is just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv/Andrew. That's philo.tv/Andrew. Give us a try, risk-free. If you love TV, you'll love Philo.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Hi, I'm Joe Perillo with JoePerillo.com. We know many of you are searching for just that right pre-owned luxury vehicle. That's why I want to tell you about JoePerillo.com. At JoePerillo.com, you could browse our huge selection of luxury pre-owned vehicles. JoePerillo.com is based in Chicago, but we ship cars from all over the country. And while most of you know about our huge selection of luxury pre-owned vehicles, I'd also like to tell you about Perillo Collision. The Perillo Collision staff are trained and insured to repair Bentleys, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghinis, or any other high-end luxury vehicles. We service accidents from all over the country. Maintain your luxury vehicle's warranty with our professional team. Visit JoePerillo.com. That's JoePerillo.com. That's JoePerillo, and click on Perillo Collision. Or call us at 312-BMW-1111. That's 312-BMW-1111. 312-BMW-1111. That's JoePerillo, PERILLO.com.
I don't hear nothing.
What the fuck is going on in here?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Welcome back. Sam Roberts Show. And in studio right now, somebody, and we've talked about you a bunch on the show before, because we all are of the generation that we all watch the VH1 show. And we all go online, figure out what's happened since, do everything. But Mystery is here, as well as your wingman, Ablaze. Not Ablaze, Ablaze.
One word, Ablaze.
Ablaze. How does that come about?
You know, I just thought it sounded cool. I needed
Ablaze.
a cool pickup name. There's no story behind it other than it sounds cool, doesn't it?
I mean, Ablaze does, and it's instantly like, yeah. I mean, when Travis was talking about getting you guys in studio, you were referred to by name every single time, just because it's interesting, it's fun to say. Ablaze is coming with Mystery. Ablaze.
I like to stay in character.
Right, and it starts with like, first you go, who's Ablaze, and then instantly you're like, oh yeah, Ablaze is gonna be here, right? So it is that like thing. I mean, how did you guys meet?
I reached out to Mystery in 2016. I told him that I'd been a professional dating coach for, at the time, roughly a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I always was a big fan of yours. In my early 20s, he was the guy. That was when the VH1 show came out, the book The Game dropped, and I always wanted to train with the king. So I reached out to Mystery, came out on his boot camp, started teaching for him, and now I'm his official U.S. sponsor and agent, a good friend, one of my best friends, and we're doing a U.S. tour.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's how did when The Game came out, the Neil Strauss book, which is basically Neil Strauss like kind of went undercover and like kind of became part of this pickup artist culture world, and it kind of became a pickup artist in his own right. How did you feel when that book came out? Was it like, oh, I didn't realize he was researching us? Is it like, oh, cool, like more people know whatever?
Fair. Well, thanks again for having me.
Yeah,
first off.
For sure.
When Neil came to me with the book prior to releasing it and publishing it, he asked me, should I change it? Should I keep it the same? Should I change it? Should we change the names of the people in it? I'm far too truthful, he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, keep it. Be truthful. You know, if your life is worth living, it's worth recording, so record it accurately.
Right.
So that's what he basically did. He changed a couple of the names and amalgamated a couple characters to make it a simpler read. But other than that, everything is quite truthful in there.
And you don't mind that? Like, there's no part of it that was like this kind of a betrayal of...
No, but there is some authenticity in that book that, you know, makes me feel a little embarrassed. Some of the things that we've said... There's one scene in a whirlpool where he and I are talking intimately about, you know, sexual activity with a woman.
Right.
And I feel embarrassed by that.
Sure.
You know, because it's publicized.
Yeah.
If it's written, it's different than if you're having a private chat with the best buddy. You know, you're sitting in the whirlpool and you're giving him some advice and pointers on things to do with sex, you know.
Yeah.
I feel a little embarrassed by some of it.
That is
certainly
interesting too about like books specifically as well, because like if you were to go back and look at something you did on the VH1 show or whatever, when you look at it, it is clearly something that was done years and years ago. You could tell.
Fair.
But when you buy a book, if I just heard about this book now and I bought it, regardless if it was from 15, 20 years ago, if I am reading it now, I'm contextualizing it in my mind as happening right now.
It was a different era as well.
Right, exactly,
you know,
right.
We could get away with more.
You were rewarded for it, the shock value factor. That was like Game of Thrones time, you know. You had to have a little edge back in the mid-2000s.
That's right, that's right. Like how has pickup artistry changed and kind of modernized? Because there was this sort of, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a natural manipulation about it that I think...
That's a strong word.
You think so?
Yeah, manipulating. I think it's presenting your best self.
Right, but you're also trying to influence people to make decisions based
on persuasion. I like influence. Manipulation kind of implies that we're getting people to do things that they wouldn't already do. Persuasion and influence, I'm okay with those words.
Mm-hmm.
We like to be persuasive.
Sure, but you would never have somebody in a situation that they wouldn't want to be in. Regardless, you're just kind of guiding them to a situation that they want to be in?
Here's an analogy for you.
Okay.
If you have a great product or service,
I do,
and you learn a system, you do absolutely. and let's say you develop a system. You develop a system for accurately conveying and efficiently conveying the value of your service.
Right.
Is that manipulation? That's basically what we're doing with the system, right? We've created systems for efficiently and effectively conveying who we are.
Uh-huh. Now, what about I think you're not wrong, right? Because like a commercial for a product puts that product in the best possible light to convince someone to buy the product. And it's not this negative manipulation thing. I think the only difference is like the emotions, right, that are attached to sexual activity, that are attached to dating, that are attached to, is a little different than a product.
Well, how good is your service? How good is your product?
Excellent.
You know? Well, excellent. Exactly.
Right.
So then is it manipulation to convey that you are an excellent person?
Right. And I guess if you're not presenting yourself falsely,
right,
that's the difference, right?
If you're authentic.
Right.
If you're authentic in your interactions, then none of this even comes up.
Okay, so how do you balance the art of being your authentic self, but still like, your name's not Mystery, right? That's clearly not
fair.
Your name. So do you somehow like mold who you want to be in with who you are and create an identity?
I don't know how. I don't think this way.
You do not?
No, I don't think this way.
Well, authenticity.
I can only be myself.
But
so I am, and I present myself, my best self. Hopefully, when I meet a woman.
Right.
And
so you feel Mystery is who you are.
I put myself in her path.
Yes.
And let her decide whether she wants to hang out with me longer or not after I've demonstrated some personality.
Right.
Most guys, what they do when they meet a woman is they don't convey their personality. Instead, they hit on the girl. They literally are saying, "I like you. Do you like me?"
Right.
On the open.
Right.
You know,
like they're literally saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're hitting on the girl.
Uh-huh.
What I recommend is instead of doing that, you have a good analogy. Instead of doing that, convey your personality first.
Right.
Just like a comedian gets up on stage, conveys his personality for 10 minutes, and then after the show you want to meet him. Maybe, meet him backstage.
Sure.
But you don't want to meet him before he's performed. So pickup is a performance art. And you have to perform something.
Right.
Something where you can convey your personality and then let her choose whether she wants to hang out with you longer or not. What was your analogy?
Play her a few sample songs before you ask her to buy the whole album.
Right.
When you go direct, we call it going direct, and you tell a woman that she's attractive or you want to get to know her, you're making her decide on the spot if she wants to entertain the next 2 to 5 minutes of conversation with you. And what are people programmed to say often? No. And most often women are out with friends. So now you're not only making her decide, do I want to talk to this guy for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and so forth, but you're making her decide in front of her group. Why not open the group? Why not start a general chat with everybody? And then when the moment is right, show her some more direct signals.
Have you seen Magnolia, the movie?
I did. Yeah.
It's been a minute, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of the Tom Cruise presentation in that movie?
He's an excellent actor.
Amazing, right?
It was a very complicated character.
Yes.
Not associated with me, but
No.
I
I bring up
appreciate
every
his
pickup
artist
artwork.
Yeah, creating a very complicated character that you felt for him. It was like a love-hate character.
Do you feel like portrayals like that though do get associated with what you guys do?
I get Hitch a lot from.
Oh, that's interesting.
You're like Hitch, And my response was always, well, Will Smith is way cooler than me.
Yeah.
And now with him slapping people and stuff, I don't know if it's the same.
No, he's not
presenting. Heard around the world.
Yeah, he's not presenting himself the same way anymore.
Right,
it's not.
You asked, though, how we think that pickup has evolved.
Yes.
First of all, we think through the lens of the Venusian arts, right? So the martial arts are the arts of war. The Venusian arts are the arts of love. They're the mirror opposite of the martial arts. So I'm a big fan of the word Venusian artist over pickup artist. But I do
what does
actually
Venusian mean?
Venus is god of love.
Oh.
Right.
This is, by the way, our friend Nicole.
Nicole.
She
I'm
just
actually the god of love.
Got it. Well, goddess.
Goddess of love.
Sorry.
Goddess. Yeah. I wanted. Nicole does their show all the time. She also does the morning matchup. But I thought some female representation in here instead of just being a bunch of dudes talking to. You know what I mean?
Much better.
You know
Thank
what I mean?
Thank you for attending.
And I will tell you that Nicole is extraordinarily easily charmed. So.
I mean, what's bad about that?
No, I think that's complimenting
Yeah.
you. You know?
Charm me.
Yeah. So yeah, I think.
If I may, though, Sam, just finish my thought here.
Please do, the Venusian arts.
I actually believe that the Venusian arts has devolved a little bit. So everybody's teaching this really hardcore red pill stuff now, right?
Yes.
And it gets into the darker aspects of female psychology. And that's all it is. It's just a never-ending exploration of the dark aspects of the female mind. Let's learn a little bit about the dark side of women, and then let's get back to playing the game. Let's get back to crafting a style of game that's going to work. There's also a lot of general lifestyle advice out there. What about the technical side of the game?
Right.
What about the structure, the techniques, the tactics? Authentic tactics and techniques and structure. This is where the true magic happens. Like if you were going to hire a business coach, would you want just general advice on mindset and dealing with failure? Or do you want somebody to teach you how to bring a product to market? Do you want to get into the technicalities of business, taxes, accounting? We teach the hard stuff.
The things that you don't know.
We teach the nitty-gritty of the dating game, the hard stuff.
So this, I'm glad you brought up all the red pill stuff, because I do feel like for you guys it must be difficult because it all kind of gets lumped into one thing. Again, talking about lumping everything together. That's a super a lot of people have a super negative outlook on that, and I'm sure that as time has gone on, instead of you get lumped in with that kind of, because they do also portray themselves as lifestyle coaching, dating coaching. Do you do anything specific to try to distance yourself from that? Have you felt the effects of
I live a different life.
Right.
That's how I do it. I just live a different life.
Is that something when you're when you're getting people into your when you're talking to new people, training new people, whatever, do you kind of break down this is not that?
I do. We try to focus more on the positive though, and just teach what we want to teach.
Right.
But there are definitely dark aspects of the pickup and dating scene that
that I don't see.
You don't see it.
I don't see it because what I do is I take a group of students that I get and transform their game over 3 days and nights. And the day we train, all very nice gentlemen, all in a room discussing tactics for attracting women, and at nighttime it's their turn to go approach groups of people.
Right.
Women of beauty are rarely alone, they're usually in groups.
Is that true, Nicole? What, you wouldn't know?
They're usually in groups.
Yeah.
So we have to accept that. And when you meet a person, you're meeting their friends as well, or their coworkers.
Right.
Right? So you're meeting people in groups. It's a different way of interacting.
Yeah.
If you're just talking to one person, it can go intimate and be seductive. But when you're talking to a group of people, her mother might be there, her brother might be there. You don't know who the others are in her group. You can't start seducing. So I don't seduce. I'm not a seductor.
Were you ever?
No, I'm not. I'm a guy. I'm not good at seduction.
No?
Really?
No. Yeah.
Wait, after you...
Attraction is a different thing.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm just easily seducible.
You're very
No, but after you teach them, you have the students, then you go out into the wild with them.
That's right.
And then get to watch them do it, and then they get to come back, and you're like, you fucked that up, or you did that great.
Feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, critical feedback.
Do you feel like you, Nicole, have ended up in situations where you're like, this person is trying something that they've been taught, and it's not?
I don't know if I've ever had that. No. Like a line or something.
Right.
I'm definitely
Are you if you get hit with a line, is that something that you can fall for?
No, not usually.
Right.
I don't.
Well, I teach no lines.
No lines.
We don't want lines.
We don't want
Pickup lines, that's not a part of pickup.
Right.
Pickup lines is a part of Chuck Norris jokes.
Sure.
It's memes, it's humor.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with pickup.
Right.
We use openers. These are indirect ways of initiating the conversation. I'll give you a for instance.
Please.
If I open with, nothing can wreck this day. My friends and I, we conducted a caper, a project, and now that it's over, we are celebrating like the end of Ocean's 11.
Right.
Nothing could wreck this day. I'm so very grateful.
Like
That's
you'll
my
just say
opener.
that to start?
That's my
You
opener.
just walk up to a girl and say that.
Not to a girl, to a group. Women are rarely alone. They're usually in groups.
Can I tell you something?
So if I open by saying, nothing can wreck this day, it's much better than saying, hey, how you doing? Where you from? That's showing interest.
What's your take on like when a guy is kind of like a douche? Like I feel like that's how you.
Which guy?
He needs to train with us.
Okay, no, but
Nicole
like
loves to do. She's not trained.
I usually was easily won over by assholes.
And you can tell if you've met her husband.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I don't know.
But he's fun.
But he's fun.
He's fun.
I'm hearing red flags right
You
now.
are.
I'm hearing a whole bunch of red flags.
What are the red flags?
You're
Because
not
it's not a
wrong.
healthy. It's not a healthy situation.
Horribly unhealthy.
Okay, fair.
But you're already in this description.
Not good.
You're hearing bad things.
Well, thankfully, I'm on divorce.com. So.
She's threatened divorce many times.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like different women are attracted to different things and are going to take to an opener per se than others. Like,
Well, the idea of the opener is not to build attraction.
Okay.
It's to open.
Okay.
That's it. It's to initiate the conversation without telegraphing interest, without creeping anybody out.
Okay.
Just starting.
But what I don't want to be rude. If you walk up to me and my friends and I heard you say that, I'd be like, who is this dude and what is he doing?
And how did he figure out how to use the word caper so
Right?
confidently? Because I love words.
Love
and the fact
word-
that you
love-
said
It's a small seed.
Yeah, I like a caper.
Kind of salty.
That's what I would do. But you would so if he
I'd be like, who is this dude?
like
What are you doing?
yeah.
Well, we
What are
usually
you
start
doing?
with a false time constraint too. So, hey, I got to get back to my friends in a second. They're animals. They can't behave without me. But check this out real quick, and then we'll run an opener. Let me ask you something. Do you think you can fall in love in 3 days?
Yeah.
You do think so? Check this out. My buddy was on a trip a month ago, and he was there for 10 days. The last 3 days of his trip, he swears he fell in love.
Yeah.
He met this girl. They went and got good food. They went on walks. They had a little sexy time.
Nice.
And I can't get him to leave the house. He swears he's going through a breakup. And I'm
Okay.
like, dude, you didn't fall in love. You fell in lust.
lust. Okay,
right?
then that's probably what it is. It
We've
might
all
not be love.
experienced vacation lust.
Yeah.
Or did he fall in love? Can you fall in love in 3 days?
I don't know. I thought I could, but it probably was lust.
Notice how we're having a conversation right now?
That's
Yeah.
an opener.
Oh.
Like you thought we were doing you really thought it was a conversation.
Yeah.
This was an example he was doing.
It works.
This is an opener.
You really locked her in there.
Well, I was like, all right, let's go. Talk to me. Yeah, okay. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, and I like to. I feel like you heard her say that she likes douches. So you said I have to get back to my friends. They're animals because you knew that she'd be interested in the fact that you're friends with
I
animals.
just use it.
Oh, there's different ways to do it.
Or
can
does he just use that?
Yeah.
You can just say, I got to get back to my friends in a sec and skip that animal part, you know?
Yeah.
And then do you give them different, like, okay, if you get this response, maybe do this. If you get this response, because you were going to get different responses from different girls.
Constantly. So that dynamic nature of social dynamics, you have to be aware of that at all times. So yes, certainly. But what we're doing is we're stitching a series of what I call gambits, game pieces, stories, in order to fill the timeline. That's what we're doing.
Personality conveying material.
Personality conveying material.
How do you
make them laugh?
When you train somebody who's probably has trouble dating, has trouble, maybe they're very shy, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you train somebody to here are the steps that you take, do this, and then you do that, and then you do this. At some point, if it's effective and it works out, and these two people like each other, you can't they're gonna have to get to a place where they can just comfortably live. You can't keep doing
playing the game,
step game.
Yeah.
At some point,
are you going to game your husband? Are you still gaming? You did meet, and the set's still on.
Yeah.
Technically, a set is a group of people that you've opened.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've opened this set, and you've been running this set for years now.
What are your thoughts on like somebody sleeping with somebody the first night, or you are hanging?
Everyone is entitled to do whatever they want.
But do you think that can
it's not
work
the
out?
general rule. The general rule is 7 hours.
What about after 15 minutes?
It takes 7 hours from meeting a woman to beginning a sexual relationship.
Well, you've said before
on average
that you need to know going in to a sex location.
Oh.
Right?
A seduction location.
This says,
a place for the woman to seduce you, yeah.
A sex location is marked primarily by its privacy and should be in close proximity to a C3 Comfort Building location. What's C3 Comfort Building?
Okay, well, I've broken the entire meet to sex courtship timeline into 3 main stages. There's the attraction stage. You build attraction first, then you build comfort, shared comfort.
Sure.
And then allow her to seduce you, or, mutual seduction, right? You have to do it in that order. If you start at the end, if you're in a nightclub environment or a rooftop patio bar here in New York, and you meet a group of people and you start trying to seduce her on the open, that's premature. You don't have attraction yet.
Right.
So build attraction first. But some people do that, and then they skip over comfort and go straight to seduction as soon as they get indicators of interest from a girl.
I see.
Right? So that's an error, too. We have to do it in order. First A for attract, then C for comfort, build comfort with her, and then mutual seduction takes place. It has to happen in that order. So what I've done is quite simply named the beginning, middle, and ending of these 3 stages, A1, A2, A3, for the beginning, middle, and ending of attraction.
Right.
C1, C2, C3, that's mid-game for comfort.
Right.
And then seduction is S1, S2, and S3, right? The beginning, middle, and endings of these 3 stages. It's
feels
just
complicated.
We're just naming them so we can talk about them.
Okay.
Some guys need this broken down in very technical language.
Okay.
The reason for it is there is a timeline from meet to sex. And that timeline needs to be filled with something.
Why don't you say
what you open with is very different from mid-game, from what you're doing when you've gotten to know her and you're on a day 2 with a woman.
Okay.
Right? So our objectives change depending on what phase you're in.
Okay.
Like a story being told, a love story, like a Christmas love story.
Right.
They don't kiss at the beginning of the movie. They kiss at the end of the movie. And at the end of the movie, it means marriage and love. It means something special. Where's the love story?
Have you ever thought about renaming it from meat to meat? But M-E-A-T.
I like that.
Right? That'd be good,
See what he did there?
See that?
See what I did there?
Like meat to slapping meat. You know what I mean? Like
That's your next book, Mr.
I'm just saying that there are phases, and if we can lead her through the phases she's taking us through,
right?
When I open a group of people, they're being opened. They're in the first phase.
Right.
When I then demonstrate higher value to trigger her attraction, I'm in the second phase. Then when I have indicators of interest coming from my woman of interest, I'll then move forward to the third phase, which is qualifying, asking questions to get her to invest in you. Some people try to do that on the open. They're doing it wrong.
That's incorrect.
They're opening by saying, where are you from?
Right.
No one wants to say where they're from to a stranger. They don't, So where do you live?
Right.
That's very personal stuff.
That is.
To someone who is not attracted to you yet, you're qualifying them too prematurely.
But the idea is before you get to hook up, you're at a point where she is just as much pursuing it as you are.
Mm-hmm. In fact, there are 2 narrative arcs to choose from in pickup, globally, global narrative arcs. There's the man chasing the woman,
right,
or the woman chasing the man. Which one's better?
Woman chasing the man.
I think so too.
Hell yeah, dude.
And so that changes my entire game plan.
Right.
My entire game plan when I meet groups of people is not to telegraph interest on the open, is not to try to get them to talk on the open. It's my turn to talk. The first 5 minutes, the conversational ratio is going to be 90% me, 10% them. That's an illusion of interactivity. It's really about me. But when I get to the third phase, qualifying, I'm going to ask them questions to get them to invest in me.
Yeah.
Right?
And now they've shared this
but not
experience
before
with you.
they have attraction.
Yeah.
So,
right?
How would you feel, Nicole?
Happens in phases.
Yeah.
Right. If we go through these phases, right? And we develop this strong attraction, and now we're in this relationship or whatever, and I tell you, no, the whole thing is a game that I was playing. It's a plan. Like, there were steps to it. I'm not even saying, like, would you be like, oh, I don't like that? Or would you be like, oh, that's really romantic that you would invest like that in me?
I guess I would say it's, I mean, because you're putting
that's a frame that I just wouldn't take.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The frame that I'm playing a game on her.
Right.
No, I'm projecting my authentic self through stories. Mm-hmm. And these stories I've lived. So I'm just telling them well.
But there is a
because I've told
procedure
them
to it.
Again, well, there's a beginning, middle, and ending.
Right.
To courtship.
Right.
So if I begin, I'm being authentic. If I get to the middle and we have a day 2 together, I'm being authentic. And if we get to the end and we have mutual seduction, I'm being authentic. There's no game being played. The game, actually, from the book The Game, you know what the game was we were playing? It never got expressly written. We were opening 12 sets a night, 12 groups of people a night. That was the game. To see how many cool people we could get back to our after party.
Interesting.
And if you open 12 sets a night, you're going to have a hella more fun than opening 1 or 2 sets a night.
Did you ever have like a student that was like, this did not work for me? This, you know what, this is...
If they don't put the work in, certainly, you know.
Got to put the work in.
Women are the deciding factor here. They decide.
I mean, he's right. Like, if somebody just walked up to my friends and I and was just like, where are you guys from? I'd be like, yeah, no.
Right.
Like, get lost.
But what if they did the thing? Nothing can ruin my day today.
I don't know.
Well, you have nothing to say against it.
No, I would say, what are you doing? What is
no,
this?
I would just continue from there.
Right.
We're stacking openers.
But, maybe it would eventually work. But if you actually came up to me and my friends and said that, I would look at you cross-eyed and be like, I don't know what's happening here. Okay. And maybe you would be able to like wiggle around and like win me over. But that first opener, I don't know if it would do it for me and my friends.
We might have to give you a little disinterest off the opener.
Yeah, I love that.
Perhaps
in your place.
No, but perhaps your friends will be more perceptive, right? So I'm going to open the set, and I feel this tense energy coming from Nicole, right?
Yes.
I don't know you're Nicole yet. I just know tense energy over here, right?
Always.
So I'm going to project my story at sort of the emotional center of the group, or I'm going to find who in your group is kind of receptive to the opener. Maybe I'm going to give you even a little bit of disinterest. I'm going to say, you talk too much, you know that? Even if you haven't said,
it gets stronger than
even
that.
if you haven't said anything, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to keep going with my story, and hopefully you laugh, right? So you may
shut the fuck up.
Bitch, get out of my way. I honestly know. Yes.
Women are rude. Women can be rude. They can. Not all women are, but women can be rude. And so we've got to step up. And if we can't take a woman's shit, how are we supposed to protect her from the world of shit that exists?
Well,
you know, if I'm going to be a protector of loved ones, if I'm going to be that character for a woman, right? Some women are exceptionally beautiful women, and they feel threatened when they're in public alone, right? And so if they have a man with them that plays the role of protector, she'll feel protected by that, right?
And in defense of women, right, you do need to have your guards up a bit, right? Because if a guy rolls into your group, the first thing you're wondering is, how long is this guy going to stay?
Correct.
How are we going to get rid of him?
Correct.
Do we have to be rude to get rid of him, or can we nicely get rid of him?
Yeah.
So it's totally understandable that women have these shields, right? So this is what we're doing. We're trying to work around the shield, bring the guard down so that we are accepted. We're not rolling right up to you and going super direct.
Yeah, that would probably, like, as he was saying that to me, that would, like, once you show disinterest, then I would probably be more interested.
Yeah, I mean, the trick to getting Nicole, all you'd have to do is one sentence to her friend where you weren't making eye contact.
Just be an asshole to her.
Just be an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't even know you, and I hate you already.
Thank you for that. How did it go when your husband first approached you? You met your husband at a bar?
Yeah.
How did that approach go? And you guys talk, I mean, clearly it was effective because he not only bedded her, but he then married her. But
he did the marriage gambit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Marriage gambit.
I mean, oh, jeez,
Okay.
microphone. Sorry.
You're new.
Never been on the radio before. No, I think I was a little intoxicated. I had a few drinks, and I kind of weird. And I kind of like summoned him over because I thought he was really hot. And then he came over, and he was a dick to me. He was like, "Did you just summon me over here or something like that?" I don't.
But by the way, you're already on Act 3. You're already at Attraction.
Yes, I was.
Did I
and
get that right?
I don't know. And then we talked,
Yes,
and we
nice.
went outside, and I was like, I live down the block. Let's go fuck.
You had the sex location.
I had the sex location.
Nice.
So that's not like ideal, and that's not how I always dated. I mean, I had serious boyfriends, but I don't know. I didn't think that was going to end up being.
And then how did he? So but after intercourse, which was right away.
Yeah.
How did he then get into your life to the point where it's like, no, this is a person I'm gonna have children with?
He was a dick.
He was just an asshole.
Yeah, he would like text me at like 4 a.m. You up? I'd get those, you know. But that I asked for that.
Passionate relationships begin passionately.
Yeah.
At least that's my reframe.
Yes.
So you can quicken it up a little bit.
Yeah, we love hard and we fight hard.
Fair.
So
yeah.
We're not a good example.
You don't think so?
Horrible example.
But so, are you guys in relationships, like significant relationships?
Single now.
Fiance is
You're
right
single.
here in
I
the
have 2
studio.
children. So
You do have 2 children.
I don't have a ticking time bomb or anything.
Right, right,
You know?
right. So, have you found that? How does this kind of lifestyle? Not that if you're in a relationship picking people up, but the fact that you're surrounded by this energy all the time. How does it like work?
It's
with
bittersweet.
relationships?
You know, I go to a new city. I run a boot camp. A boot camp is where I take a group of students out to the public gatherings and teach them how to approach groups of people and do it in a masterful way by the end of 3 days.
Right.
That's important. Oh, what was my thought? Forgive me.
I'm in a monogamous relationship, so for me, I live vicariously through my students now. Every now and then, is there a little part of my brain that's like, oh, if I was single and traveling, whatever, sure. But I am 100% satisfied and so in love with my fiance. So now it's about how can I impact as many people as possible with my coaching. I'm less in it for the lifestyle now, and I'm more in it for impact and influence and that.
Did you guys have trouble dating when you were like younger gentlemen?
I didn't lose my virginity till 21. I'm a late
Really?
bloomer.
Wow.
Yeah, I caught up since.
My story's a little different. I actually
You got 2 kids, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I rolled with the popular crowd and the jocks and the cool kids in high school, if you will. But nonetheless, when I discovered that I could get even better through studying the technicalities of the game, I got sucked in. I'm weird.
No.
Yeah. Just like guys like working on cars all day. This is my thing.
That's your thing.
Yeah. Okay, but like, I wonder if when you're good at something, it becomes difficult to not do it, right? To exercise that muscle. Like, even if you are in a monogamous relationship, and even if you're not necessarily looking to hook up with somebody, is there a part of you that... Yeah, so that's how you get it out of your system? Like, you just go in and kind of...
You could go with your girlfriend out to public gatherings and be a power couple.
Right.
Meet people together.
Right.
When you're with your husband.
Swing.
When you're with your husband and you go out to a public gathering and you're meeting people, don't you let him talk to people?
Of course.
Right? And he lets you talk to people?
Yeah.
That's healthy.
But that is
right?
that is how you live your life. Like, you would go to like a networking event and be like, oh, this is good. Like the one couple would be like, oh, this is great, we're networking. And Nicole and her husband would be, I think we're swinging. I think we're swinging right now.
I think we're going to pull her home.
Yeah. Like, that's not what this is.
I feel like what I know of how you and your wife got together, I feel like you did a little bit of this.
Mystery methoding?
A little bit. Some of the stories you've told me feel like you were very good at playing the long game.
Yes, I was playing the long game. I was very deliberate in my intentions.
Why? Why was it different than playing the short game with her?
Because I knew I wanted to be with her long term.
Okay.
And because it was like, and also, she struck me as somebody who would enjoy the kind of longer pursuit. That she, you're not gonna.
She wasn't like me.
No. Like, you're not gonna win her over by like, in one conversation. It's not gonna happen. Like, she's not going out to the bar. She's not going.
Or a grand gesture.
No.
That needed to be like.
That's what she told you anyway.
That's right. That's right. No, there was like, I think some people value security and foundation, and the idea of showing that you will be there for this person over the course of whatever
demonstrated
days, week. Yeah. I think goes a long way.
This game has always been about more than just the end result of getting the girl. For me, I've always viewed this as a magical, spiritual, transformative journey. So that carries on, even though I'm engaged and going to be happily married soon, and God willing, maybe have a few kids. The creative energy that fuels me from the game, it's just translated into different, it's just refracted through a different prism now.
Yeah.
But it's still there. I still get to live in this creative zone.
What was it like, Mystery, when you were doing the VH1 show was so big? You became very well known after that.
Conan O'Brien, I was on twice, and here in New York City, the day after Conan O'Brien, crazy on the streets.
I'm sure
everyone had recognized me.
I'm sure, and that's
You're
when
on
like
Conan.
Yeah, and the fact that you naturally kind of peacock, like I
stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
And when everybody knows, oh, that's the guy. Were you picking up like while you were on the show? Because at that point, you have to have a whole different mentality going in, because you walk into a room, people know who you are.
Yeah.
And they know what your intention is.
Interestingly, what am I famous for? I'm famous for being good at cold approach pickup. I'm
Right.
famous at being good at not being famous.
Okay.
Isn't that an interesting fame?
Sure.
Right? So if, there are two types of groups of people that I'll meet out in the public gatherings. People who know me, and then it's hot game, celeb game.
Right.
Taking pictures, and they already know you, and you know what's up immediately. And then there are people who don't yet know me. And that's cold approach pickup then.
Right.
And I have to upload into their heads my demonstrations of higher value so that they'll treat me with respect and dignity at the very least is what I'm looking for, right? And they'll treat me as if they already know me when they don't yet know me. I need to make them get to know me.
It feels very manifesty. Like it feels very like, I don't know, like you
Like
have
you're
to like
manifesting?
I don't know, like you're working with the universe when you're trying to like pick
you're
up somebody.
applying energy to
Why
it.
does the man have to do the work? Why does the man have to
Good
approach
point.
the woman?
He doesn't.
Why?
You don't.
But that I agree.
Well, it's
I agree with that.
Yeah, society sort of set that up.
Right? They, a lot of people think that that's the way it is. The man has to approach the woman. And with billions of people on the planet, with that happening constantly, women are getting barraged by it. If you walk the streets, you're getting people, hey, how you doing? Where are you from? You
getting that?
All the time.
You like it,
right?
don't you?
No, but you're.
I mean, every once in a while, I
It's
feel
the
like
streets of New York.
Yeah, so I feel
You're
like
used to it.
you could look like you could be a naked chick walking around with like a garbage bag on your head, like a guy in construction would be like.
I would holler.
Would you?
Yeah, I would holler.
The garbage bag would do it for you.
Yeah,
I would like that
definitely the
garbage
garbage
bag,
bag.
naked garbage bag lady. Yeah,
Faceless
for
naked
sure.
girl.
For sure. Oh, you guys would have. I mean, I was telling these guys, I was in Los Angeles, and I was at a social gathering. And there were a lot of people. I mean, I stood there like a fucking asshole the whole time, not knowing what to say to anybody. You talk about the opposite of cold pickup, open, whatever it's called.
And not knowing what to say on the open.
Nothing.
Must add approach anxiety.
Oh my God, he
And
freezes.
what's
Freezes.
interesting, Sam, is you're such an articulate, educated dude. So we have to connect what's in your head with your mouth in those situations. So that's what this is. We work with guys that are extremely well-spoken once they get warmed up. So dealing with approach anxiety, that initial anticipatory anxiety is another thing that we help work guys through.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where people will come up to me going, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I got to get out of here. I got to go.
It's weird because you're on the radio, like you're on stage constantly. It's a disconnect that you have.
Yeah, but you know what? There's an end point. They're like, you're on the radio, for 3 hours, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm done, and we'll be done. Maybe a couple more.
We have to remember it's actually pleasurable to hang out with women, at least some women.
Right.
It's pleasurable.
Sometimes I worry not for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's pleasurable for you to hang out with me when we work together, but also because there's an end point you can give me back.
And I've known you forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I need to go to one of these events with him and like hold his hand or something. Not actually hold his hands, but like be there. And then I feel like maybe I'd be like a security blanket, and then he could more openers would come to your head or
You'd
to
be
your
a
mouth.
a good wing woman.
Yeah.
Wing woman.
A wing woman.
Wing woman. Are wing women effective?
Well, what I've discovered in my life when I've dated some attractive women in my time.
Nice.
And what I've noted is that I wouldn't get them from the first group. Like if there's a woman in the first in a group of people, I wouldn't win them over that way. I would open a group of people, build social proof, having women laughing and smiling and hanging with me, and then I would open the second group that would be nearby and merge the two groups together. And that's how I would get particularly beautiful girls. They would see me already in set with people. The challenge is set. Other women are present. I'm pre-selected by women. So she's going to have to fight for my attention, right? As opposed to going straight up to a girl all by herself, in front of a magazine rack. Sure. Expecting to get her home before meeting her friends, before getting social approval from her friends, peer approval, before her meeting my friends, And anyway, I want the women in those magazines, and they're not alone. They're in groups.
Right.
So you just have to get used to the idea of opening groups of people, and if you do that, you have to open indirect. You can't open direct, or you're going to alienate the obstacles. You're going to alienate the friends.
Are there similarities between, don't laugh, between like hypnosis and kind of what you do? I feel like there's a little bit of this, like, there's something like juju.
Do you feel hypnotized? Do you feel a little hypnotized?
No.
Communication, all communication has neurolinguistic programming or hypnosis built into it.
Okay.
So,
Kind
you know,
of.
does spellcraft work? Let me ask you, is Eminem hot?
Eminem the rapper?
Yeah.
No,
Eminem
the green candy.
He was.
Oh, you don't think so anymore?
He can still get it. I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know. He's got something.
That was spellcraft. All I said was, is Eminem hot? That was it. Is Eminem hot? And boom, you're off to being busy. So now I can occupy you while I talk to your friends.
Okay, and I'm still
just
over
by
here
running the
trying to figure out why
spellcraft
he's
of,
hot.
is Eminem hot?
What makes it spellcraft?
Well, it's so short.
Right.
Is Eminem hot?
Right.
Why?
Right.
And the girl goes off. Well, she can occupy herself while I talk to the target.
Oh, that's great. So you were just like, okay,
You're
you
dismissed.
Go. Right. Yeah, that's awesome. He got you, dude. He was going for Travis the whole time.
So yes, but I don't hypnotize women, or I don't think I'm being hypnotized by women when they're seducing me. You know, but there is a form of a mental state that you get into. It feels like love. What is love? How do you define it?
Because
it's a feeling.
You're trying to figure out if Eminem can get it or not.
I am. I'm trying to hear while you go woo Travis over there.
If anything, though, we're trying to take girls out of their hypnotic state. Yeah. They're in a hypnotic state when we approach them. They're in whatever patterns they're in. They're in this world, right? And we're trying to break them out of their trance. We're not trying to put them under our spell or into a trance. We're breaking you out of trance. We're doing a pattern interrupt. That is a hypnotic concept.
See?
Pattern interrupt.
Wrong, Sam?
Nobody said you were wrong.
Just like
See,
to be, I just like to be right. I just
very
like to be
defensive.
right. Just like to be right.
When did you start to like approach things with humans so analytically? Right? You're everything that you explain is very analytical, almost mathematic,
codified. That's how I see it.
As opposed to
there are patterns.
Dealing in emotion.
In social interaction, there are patterns that I've recognized, and I would just write down these patterns. I'd codify the patterns.
Just naturally? Like it was just something
I'd have a shit night. I'd go out to, meet a girl, and I'd go home alone at the end of a night of not approaching enough groups of people, and I'd wonder, what did I do wrong? So I would write some notes. Right, in a text file, and the first 40 pages of my notes became the basis for my book, The Mystery Method: How to Get Beautiful Women into Bed.
Wow.
It should have been called The Science of Social Dynamics, but that doesn't sell books.
No, especially at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
so they changed the name on me.
Did they? It was there?
Yeah, and I got on Conan O'Brien for the second time with my book.
Yeah.
Those marketing teams know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Did you use any of this, would you say, to win over your now fiance?
Oh, yeah. She asked me, she's like, so are you using tactics on me? And I'm like, of course. Why would I learn all this stuff and then not use it, right? But, it becomes a part of you, similar to martial arts or anything else that you train. I don't consciously use this stuff anymore. It's just sort of built into me.
Storytelling.
It's a part of who I am.
So
Getting good at stories.
In any social situation, not even maybe necessarily when you're trying to get a girl, right?
Networking, it's great for business.
Yeah.
When you have a girlfriend and you go to a business meeting with your girlfriend,
right,
and she's attractive, men want to do business with you more. That's
the book,
just
The Game,
fact.
was...
You have your shit together. You have a beautiful woman who believes... Sorry to interrupt. You have a beautiful woman who believes in you. They want to do business with you.
The book, The Game, is one of the #1 recommended books for salespeople.
Because it all applies to sales. Yeah.
Well, I always say that Matt was a reformed womanizer, and that is kind of why he's been in sales for years. I'm
reformed?
Probably not reformed, but I feel like that going hand, like when you're that type of person, that's when you're good at sales. Like they just make sense. They just work together.
Right, because you're
selling something. You're winning something over. You're convincing.
Were you a mentalist before you were in this game?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. It's a form of magic, by the way, mentalism.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how does it, because you see it, I'm kind of fascinated by mentalists now and watching how much of mentalism, at least in your experience, was I'm actually reading you, and how much of it was tricks that make you think make people think that you're reading them?
All I'm doing is demonstrating a magical effect.
Right.
And the result is smiles, delight, laughter.
Sure.
That's it.
Right.
So I'm not, a magician generally doesn't try to pull one over another person, try to trick them.
Sure.
They're trying to delight them.
Right.
That's it. There's a difference in motivation.
And that's
why
very
you do it.
sexy. Like when I was sitting with David Blaine a couple months ago,
Right.
like just watching him do that, you're just like you just kind of fall into like this trance.
And you could have been all his.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. What made you make the transition out of that craft and into this
I
one?
didn't. No, I'm a magician.
You still...
I'm Mystery, the magician.
But do you perform as a magician?
Everywhere I go.
Oh, wow.
I perform magic everywhere.
But is this do you do magic shows, or are you saying that
No,
this...
I meet people
right.
and I
okay.
perform
see?
magic
and
demonstrate interesting effects
Right.
that the laws of physics allow to exist.
Right.
And shock and awe them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you practice manifesting?
Just manifesting.
I'm sorry. I'm very into the manifesting right now.
I believe in focused intent.
Okay.
And you can create anything with focused intent.
But don't you have to put action to it?
So that's what he gets.
Focused intent.
Right.
It plays a long way.
Right.
To
because this one, she's like, I'm going to manifest.
Oh,
I'm going to manifest. I was just thinking about it. I go, what have you done? She go, nothing.
No,
not a goddamn
I like to do these.
You need to form
That's
a
not
plan.
me. I mean,
you need to form a plan.
I do like to sit and meditate and pray and visualize and let visions come to me. So I do this thing I call freestyle prayer.
Nice.
So I'm praying to the universe or God or whatever label you want to slap on it. And then I try to carry that with me in everything that I do. That is, God is front and center in my life.
Have a vision board.
Yeah.
You got a vision board?
Nope. Okay. I'll get one, okay? I'll make one.
I'm not mad at you.
She has everything she needs now.
Right?
You think so?
Got an asshole at home. I got 2 ugly kids. Got a job. Everything's okay.
You think so?
No.
No.
Then she works with the asshole.
That's right. I love my asshole.
That's right. That's right. No, I just sometimes think that people, they go on the manifesting is it's a very easy out for people who don't want to apply action to anything.
It seems elusive. It's just you think it and it'll come to you. No. Think it through, think through in depth, create the plan, and then act on the plan that you have created.
Right.
Manifest the plan.
That's right.
Manifest the plan.
That's right.
Whether I'm actually communicating to God or just a higher level of my own consciousness, I don't know.
Right.
But I do know that when they monitor people's brains, people that meditate and pray, there are areas of their brain that lights up, that light up that don't otherwise.
You burned out those areas in your college years, unfortunately.
How's this? If you want to manifest a girlfriend,
right?
That's what we're here to talk about today. Manifesting a girlfriend. It's not just, I hope that I'm going to meet a girl tonight. It's not just prayer. You literally have to go out and interact with groups of people, and some of the sets are not going to succeed. Some of the sets, the woman is taken, the woman is married. That's my red flag for you. Okay. She's married.
Gotcha.
So that just blows my whole game. Because
what do you have to say to people? Like sometimes Matt will say he gets hit on more if he's out like with the guys at the bar. If he has his ring on, if he takes it off, less people.
Yes, pre-selection.
Right.
Women will find, it's called the boy band principle. Women will find a man more attractive if they discover that many other women find him attractive too. The boy band principle. You ever see the first music video of a boy band, a new boy band?
Oh, yeah.
They got girls chasing them in the music video?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, it's their first music video. Of course they're not really being chased in real life.
Right.
And it works. That's why they do it.
It's the perception.
It's the perception of women chasing them, so that when a new woman who doesn't know who they are sees the music video, they now know how to behave around them.
Right.
Chase them.
I feel like I've been hit on an equal amount whether I'm wearing my ring or not.
Yeah.
Which is 0.
They're just falling off.
0. It hasn't made any difference whatsoever.
No, pre-selection is in my opinion, 80% of attraction.
I think you said something interesting there about manifesting that I think is a misconception about what you guys do. That you said manifesting a girlfriend. I think that a lot of people think that you guys are in the business of just like helping guys hook up, one night stand, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. The fact that like this leads to
marriage and
relationships,
kids.
fiancés, marriage, children.
We have guys on boot camp this weekend. One guy is motivated by hookups. He wants to be wild and free and have hookups. We
Like
have
Troy.
another student that wants to find a girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
He wants a serious relationship. We have another student that just is enraptured by the concepts. You know, he wants to be. He wants to use it for manifesting. He wants to use it in a more avant-garde, creative way. So every student has their own motivation. As long as you're treating people with respect, that's the only requirement to come on our boot camp, is if you're a person that's on the up and up.
And by the way, the boot camp dates, that's why they're here today, because Friday and Saturday here in New York City, they're doing a boot camp. They're also doing one in Las Vegas, July 25th and 26th, and then they're in Miami, September 26th and 27th, somewhere around there. And you can get all that information at askmystery.com as well as datingcoachformen.com. The New York boot camp starts this Friday, so you guys should check it out.
We have seats available. We still have some seats available.
I hope some of your success stories have like invited you to their weddings if they've been like legit.
I've been invited.
Yeah?
I've been invited.
You
to
love
weddings.
that? You do love that. You're very excited by that.
It's really lovely to have, you know, when I meet people, I'm out a lot, right? So I meet a lot of people and have them come up to me and say, I have children because of you. You know, and I'm like, it wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me. You know, but
Panty
thank
dropper
you.
right there.
No, it's very flattering.
Yeah.
It's very flattering to have, you know, put someone on the right course.
Yeah, you're making a difference in the world.
The path to mastery, how to get good at something. If you're going to get good at something, why not get good at social interaction? You know, if you know your opener, if you know what you're going to say before you say it, you'll be more inclined to use it.
Well, all right,
you'll
so
be more
you got
inclined
this,
to
Sam.
open.
You got this. What, can you give me an opener?
Well, I did. The nothing can wreck this day.
I can't pull that off, bro.
Interestingly,
There's no fucking way.
I already figured out why you and I will never get along.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Okay, tell me.
We're too similar.
Okay.
You won't take my shit. I won't take your shit.
Correct.
What fun's that?
No, it's not fun.
That's another opener.
Oh, he got you.
So-
He got you so. I knew what he was doing too.
Right?
He-
You can put people in their place as a part of your opener,
Because
or,
also
or a lead to it.
Because also when he said, "You won't take my shit, I won't take your shit," I could see in your eyes, I want to fight with you.
Oh my
I want to
gosh.
be passionate
because
with
it's
you
more
right
entertaining.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
He
like
got
to
you
add the
good.
drama to the interaction before they do. And if I don't add drama, they will.
Right.
I can't deal with her drama, but you know, because I don't know where it's going to go. You know, she may say, I have a husband, I have a boyfriend, right? You don't know where the conversation steers. But as long as I'm running the conversation, I'm running my story, she's not talking about those things.
Well, okay, so like I'm not the type, I can't handle like a magical nickname. I can't pull off any of this stuff. Okay. So like, what is an opener that I could use? I mean, I can't, because I'd be like, you know.
Yes, you can.
My name's like Sammy Bagels or
We
something.
hear it all
I'd be
the
like, what are you
time.
talking about?
We hear it all the time from students. I don't think I can do this, and guess what? They do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the little engine that could?
They do it.
Say I can and I will.
Wow.
Say it.
I can and I will?
You will.
Okay.
I believe in you.
You can put a question mark in it, right? But there is no more casual like opener that I might actually be able to pull off?
You can. You can. We've just generally found that opinion openers and openers that allow us to convey more personality are more effective. But you can certainly just say, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's
And
up? I got a
smile.
wrestling podcast. Something like that.
There you go.
No, you don't think so?
Yeah.
All right. All right, whatever.
Cool. Well, here's an opener as an example.
Okay.
I have a friend whose new girlfriend, found his box. You know, the box underneath his bed filled with love letters, ex-girlfriend pictures, and trinkets from ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
Well, she found the box, and she wants him to burn the box. Would you?
That's a great one.
She's in again.
By the way, like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If you live
every single opener, Nicole has been like,
Nicole.
oh, I guess we're in a new conversation.
Nicole, if you lived in a shoe,
right?
Yeah.
What brand would it be?
I mean, it would have to be something roomy. Wait, you just keep doing this to me? I hate everybody. Probably like a Jordan, right? I feel like that's the roomiest.
You live in a Jordan?
Oh, maybe like a hunter boot.
But it tells a lot about a person, this question. It's a very interesting question.
Nicole, do you ever wake up in the middle of a dream and
Yes.
you're not quite sure how you got there?
Yeah.
How did you get here?
Took a car. I don't know.
See, now they're just doing it for sport. They're like, we could do every open we've got. She's gonna fall for every single one.
I told you that. You said it like easily.
Have you ever been in a scenario like with Nicole where you're like, you're ready for step one, and it's like, I think we can move more quickly than I realize.
So ready to get out of here then?
Yeah, let's go. I mean, it's very fascinating. I mean, would you say that like you need to like read the book and maybe do your boot camp together for like max?
The best thing I can do is for offering advice is to say to a guy, seek a mentor. Go out with him into a public gathering, do sets together. You'll get a chance to watch what good pickup looks like, because it looks conversational. It doesn't look like pickup.
Right.
So, when we talk about cold approach pickup, it sounds tough, cold approach. It just means they don't know you yet. But you can come in with a smile. You can come in with an indirect opener. You can stack openers, be interesting. If the first opener doesn't hook, like that first opener didn't hook for you,
no, it didn't.
Trust me, it works like gangbusters,
sure.
because I'm not asking you to say anything. I'm just stating the type of person I am, right? Seek a mentor. That's the best thing that I can advise someone to do. What we do on the weekend, and what we're planning on doing, is bringing the boys out to the public gatherings, letting them learn, right? Like teaching them in the day what they have to say to open the set, right. How to stack openers to keep the conversation alive, how to move off into demonstrating higher value, to trigger her attraction, then moving forward to the third phase, which is